BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and indeed, ahoy, hoy, you, good sirs, good ladies, good everyone else. You're listening to BRB UK. It's episode 500, and we've got a special occasion, therefore, to share with you today because...
Are you getting married again, Dan?
No. Tim, no. Look, you were at my wedding, okay? Remember what you did to the hors d'oeuvres.
That could have been any wedding.
Well, yeah, but it was my wedding, you utter tit.
Well, I thought it might be like, you did your doctor thing where you enjoyed it so much you became a double doctor, but just with a wedding.
Sadly, it's impossible to diagnose you as a double idiot, alas.
Now I think about it, it's probably illegal to get married twice.
Well, look, is that really your excuse? Look, no, I got what you meant. It was technically accurate, but poorly worded. Anyway. Oh, no, what the bloody hell was that?
That's my alarm. It's the alarm that warns me that I'm about to die if I don't say hi within 4 minutes of starting any podcast. My doctor listens to these podcasts and he recommended I get a timer ready considering how much you two bicker.
And does saying it in that sentence not count?
You know it doesn't. You were the one who diagnosed me, remember?
All right, bloody hell. All right, okay, let's try again. Hello, and indeed, ahoy. You are listening to the BRB UK podcast. We have a special occasion to share with you all today because it is our 500th episode. That's right, a 500 episode with close to 1,000 hours of us speaking utter unintelligible guff about video games and their menus.
And about 300 hours of that were you talking about Destiny.
Yeah, and even after 500 episodes, you still haven't learned to stop interrupting my introductions.
Guys!
Okay. Look, that man who interrupted me was Tim. Say hello to the lovely people, Tim.
Hello to the lovely people, Tim.
And also with me is a man who won't put me in therapy at the same rate as the other one, Coleman.
Hi!
God, and we've got a veritable smorgasbord of audio delights designed to lick your very eardrum.
Gross.
Coleman, really? Coleman, you got to say hi! You're not going to die anymore, right?
That's not my alarm.
If it's not your alarm, then what is it?
Hang on. What are you two idiots doing to the video call? Who's screen sharing?
I'm not doing anything. I thought it was Tim.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hold on, it might have been me, actually.
No, Timothy Kenneth James Hibbs, that is not the case.
Wait, how do you know my full name?
Probably because I call you by it every other episode, Tim.
That's not accurate, Christopher Squeaky Coleman.
Wait! How do you know my full name?
Oh, there'll be plenty of opportunities for answers in due time, gentlemen. Until then...
Why does your voice sound so weird?
Sorry, I have a really sore throat.
I've come to tell you that...
Wait! Ed?
This is why I said I wanted a voice changer.
Also, probably should have worn a mask or a disguise or something. More than just a beard.
Yeah, it didn't come in the mail in time. Yeah, it's me. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, fine. Can't complain. Well, actually, I can complain. And I will. Look, Ed, what are you doing interrupting our 500th episode? Just because it's a milestone episode does not mean you have to be summoned here like Beetlejuice.
Okay, well, first of all, my name's only been said once so far, and I don't think that's an accurate reference because of that. Anyway, do you remember those adventures you took where you got trapped inside of an Ouya and then you had to do some time travelling?
We swore you to secrecy over that last one, didn't we?
Only in the true ending, which you didn't unlock, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
There were 13 of them.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that to myself either. Anyway, if you unlock the true canonical ending of episode 400's BRB to the Future, there was an extra scene in which I talked to a mysterious voice and we intimated that we had a plan we were going to set in motion on episode 500. And now it's episode 500. So here I am enacting the normal, totally not insidious plan.
What is this normal and not insidious plan? It sounds insidious.
Well, it's not, all right? We're here to recruit you for a special mission.
Hang on. We?
Hello, it's me, John Brady, famous journalist. But this matter is not about journalism at all. I'm part of a secret organisation. And after learning of your adventures escaping from a sentient Ouya, and also from travelling through time in order to save humanity against a horde of robots caused by a rogue AI that you yourselves created? Well, let's just say that got the attention of a few people here at the Scottish Illuminati. Your combination of roguish behaviours and strange ability to save the day made us certain you'd be the right people for this job. A new company called Small Blue Barrel has recently emerged in the heart of Scotland, my beautiful, beautiful homeland. And the word is that they're working on a top-secret game product that is so addictive, yet full of microtransactions, that people who go in to playtest never come out again. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to infiltrate their offices and steal the prototype of this game so that we can learn its secrets. If you fail this mission, the government could likely ban all games for being too addictive. Also, we'll disavow all knowledge of you, etc., etc. You know the drill, elusive Scottish Illuminati stuff. Plus, we'll delete all episodes of the podcast after I stop showing up, just because we have that power. Anyway, this video will soon self-destruct. Doodles!
What did you think of the video? It's pretty cool I got into Cameo again, right? So, anyway, are you
Is that
in or do I have to do the
£20?
men
Did you have to buy a copy of his book? Was
Yes. I also have to go up to Scotland and get him to sign it.
Oh.
Okay.
And one of them has to be a special dedication to Ed, my special friend who always believed in me. Anyway, are you guys in on the mission, or do I have to do that Men in Black thing where I have to erase your memories? I will warn you, before you answer that, instead of those flashlight thingies, they gave me a hammer and a half of a lobotomy kit where the instructions are written in Welsh. So choose carefully.
I mean, that sounds interesting, but basically we're in.
I wanted to say, I'm in, like a hacker.
Well, you can't. Basically, welcome to Returnal. I mean, wait, hold on. Big Red Barrel, episode 500, Tim Possibly.
BRB UK.
Oh, nice.
Worse teeth, better accents.
Now, I'm going to do a very quick summary of the rules.
Okay.
You know, I don't want this to take forever, other than when I'm talking, of course. So, you three must work together in order to infiltrate the devious Small Blue Barrel Games company, steal their prototype before it can be used to milk gamers out of all their money that they'd otherwise spend on FIFA Ultimate Team cards. So,
Oops.
in previous episodes where I've been here, we've done Choose Your Own Adventures. Not doing that because I do dumb stuff like writing 13 different playable endings and losing my mind trying to put everything together over the course of a week, while also still trying to do a full-time job. And one's quite busy right now. So, you know. So this time we're doing a D&D adventure. That's why I asked you all to get some dice. Beautiful, lovely dice.
We got
To
dice.
be fair, Coleman got us some dice.
Yay.
Okay, good.
And then
Helping.
said it's good.
I had
How
some
much
dice
anyone
already,
can
and Coleman
organise
still
and
got me
get
dice
three of us.
because he's nice.
We were getting ready for this show, and I thought, do you know what? I've really got it easy as an editor of this show, and I'd like to make more problems with the audio, so give myself a
Great.
challenge. So
So
dice.
if I do this,
Yeah. Little
Multiple dice.
Audio check of the dice.
Everyone had dice. Dice
nice.
for
The
everyone.
dice work. They sound okay.
Just shake them like an Outcast song.
Maybe shake away from the mic.
Closer
Yeah.
to
Then
the
how
Dan's
will
got
you know
it.
you're shaking?
So, we're not doing like a full D&D thing. I do actually
Right.
have a Dungeons Master's guide that someone bought me, but reading is violence to me. So instead, we're doing slightly homebrewy. What we're going to do is a lot
And
of...
reading what you write is violence from our point of view and all that.
I deserve that. I deserve that a lot. So what we're doing is it's a lot of stuff where it's just going to be rolls and checks dictated by the dice and your character stats. So if you've got your character cards, there'll be like, you know, for example, if you're trying to like bluff people, you'll get like little modifiers based on your stats. Also, we're going to do a bit more free range because the caveat is I'm a terrible dungeon master who can't be bothered learning most of the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. So my rule
Gotcha.
will be final, but you're free to ask me if you want to do weird stuff. If you're like,
That
can I
seems
do
like a
triple
good role
backflip
for
off
you
this
to
wall?
play, Ed. But
Define weird stuff.
Butt stuff.
You know, I do a triple
Will I have
backflip
to
off
buy
the
you
wall.
dinner afterwards?
You're gonna have to roll for it, Dan.
Wow. Okay. Okay, I don't have a D69.
I got all zeros. I didn't know that was possible.
Well, that means you have to buy me 2 dinners.
Oh, 2 dinner price again.
That's where they
Gobble,
call me
gobble.
2 dinners prize. That and the fat. Anyway, if you want to do stuff, I'm very open to it. I'll just let you roll for it, depending on your stats. If you do want to do something particularly inspired,
All
there'll
this
be a
on the
little thing on
first
your
date, Ed. Wow.
there'll be a little thing on your character sheet saying inspiration. And if I give you inspiration, give yourself a tick, and then you can re-roll a roll if it fails. So if you say, like, roll a critical one, you can be like, I'm going to use my inspiration to roll again. There's also a thing on your character sheets that say, like, attacks and spellcasting. Don't worry about that. When it comes to combat, I'll explain what will go on.
Right.
By the way, I should also mention, this isn't on your sheets, but it is on mine. If any of you fail in this mission and you're killed off, then you have to leave the podcast forever and I'll take your place in the show. I didn't discuss this with anyone beforehand, or my bosses,
Right.
but I
To
can't
be fair, I
anticipate
can
this
do with a
being a
change
problem.
of scene. It's fine.
I can't anticipate being a problem for anyone, so I'm just letting you know so that there are some stakes involved for the audience. That if you die in the game, you die in real life. You're okay there, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
good,
wondering
good.
how quickly
Now, I
Dan's
do-
going to kill himself off.
He's like, I've got stuff to do.
Well, I'm off. See you later, boys.
Can I stab myself in the throat?
Oh,
Roll for
I
it.
rolled
Ah,
a
I'm
minus
off.
20. How did
Oh.
that work?
I'm off to play Destiny now, guys.
See you later.
I do need to make a very quick legal disclaimer before things begin.
Okay.
There's a chance that some of the views and jokes that are going to be told in this story are unsavoury. Those jokes do not reflect the opinions of anyone participating and should not be taken seriously by anyone. In fact, the hosts of this podcast have nothing to do with any of this, and they have no idea what's about to happen. I told them months ago I did this for them, and then I proceeded to slack off and procrastinate and play Ghost of Tsushima for absolutely ages, because I have no respect for myself at the time that I do and invest into things. At this point, I also want to make clear as well, I don't believe in any of these jokes either. In a previous session,
Wow,
my
have some
therapist...
self-fucking belief. Jesus.
In a previous session, my therapist called me out on the fact that I seek a lot of external validation, and I do it to hide down how unhappy I am at my own opinion of myself. Not to get into too fine a point of it, but the more I talk right now, the more I'm starting to realise that she had a point. Also, this has nothing to do with my employers, and none of
Maybe
the
I
jokes
don't
are...
want to ask you anything to do anything that I like now, actually. I think maybe I'm all right. I'm fine. I
Yeah.
don't need to buy you that dinner. It's okay.
Yeah. Thanks. Also, this has nothing to do with any of my employers, and none of the jokes or views reflect them or their beliefs either. While we do have a legal department where I work, I have been explicitly told to stop asking them to write disclaimers for me for podcasts that I appear on. And I'm, quote, on my own if I say or do something like say that all babies should play Returnal even though it's an 18-rated game. I just think it would improve their hand-eye coordination.
Sure.
So,
It's not the worst advice you've ever given. Ed, to be
Low-fly
fair.
throw under the bus noted. My skin's much thicker than that, mate. You have to try harder, I'm afraid.
okay, that's absolutely fine. Destiny is not that fun. Anyway, does anyone have a question about
shade.
the game or the rules that we're about to do?
What we doing?
Okay, well, before any of your questions can be answered, all of your microphones emit a strange gas that smells like I've just farted in the room and I'm pretending that I haven't done it. But it's super obvious it was me because you can only ever really smell them when I'm around. Anyway, you're about to ask if I've somehow farted in all your rooms at once when you're knocked out by the sleeping gas. When you wake up, you're all sat in an empty train carriage on a trusty ScotRail. You peek down at the other carriages, but you realise that the Scottish Illuminati have placed you on a train that they claim is a service train. And it blasts past you at the station because it doesn't stop there, and you're always like, why is that train going so fast? Where on earth is it going? You now know it's on a secret mission. You look around and you see a bespectacled man with a waistcoat and a big silver suitcase. This man is the lead technological inventor at the Scottish Illuminati. And like any good spy organisation member, is referred to only by a single letter. Hello there. I'm what you would call I. Now, what items can I get you today?
Boo!
He opens up his suitcase. He has a machine that can quickly fabricate items for you for use in this adventure. So, when I
Okay.
said that you all needed a D20, I'm going to ask you to one at a time roll a D20, and it will dictate what item you get. You are going to get a couple of bonus items for this adventure that will help you on your journey. So, Tim, could you please roll
Okay.
your D20 3 times and tell me each of the numbers that come out?
We have a 7. Lucky number 7.
Okay, 7.
And a 6. Going well.
Oh, 7, 6.
And a 3.
And a 3. Okay, excellent. So, the 3 items you've got are number 3, a vegan pizza. So could you write that down on your character sheet? I will warn you, unfortunately, this is one of those cheap pizzas, where instead of giving you like vegan cheese that melts poorly, they've opted to just forego the cheese entirely, so it's just tomato puree on dough with some leaves on top.
Disappointing.
Yeah, I know. The second item that you've got, and I genuinely didn't think you'd land on this one, it's a copy of Rise, Son of Rome on Xbox One.
Nice. That is thematically appropriate.
So you were expecting either me or Dan to get that, I'm assuming.
I just didn't think anyone would load that roll.
Load that roll?
Load that roll.
roll.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeehaw!
I didn't expect anyone to roll so low so consistently. Rise, Son of Rome is a third-person action-adventure hack-and-slash video game developed by Crytek and published by Microsoft Studios. Unfortunately, the Xbox One is not included. And your third item
Can still use it as a
is
frisbee or a
copy
coaster.
of...
Then. Also, Mike Bithell was
Maybe.
playing that game this week, friend of the show, Mike Bithell, and he was saying how much he liked it. So there you go. Anyway.
To be fair, Mike Biff was an incredibly lovely man.
Yes.
Your third item...
He's just being nice to you, Tim. He's trying to make you feel not alone in that sad, vacuous emptiness you call a life.
Wow. Okay, your third item is
Yep.
a copy of the Global Game Jam, 48 Hours of Persistence Programming and Pizza at Scottish Game
Yes!
Jam by John Brady.
Now, shall I actually
you're
get
gonna have
the
that
actual
forced
examples of these three items I have in my house?
Yes, if you want to, and then we'll roll everyone else's in the meantime.
I was going to say,
Okay.
I have a copy of Global Game Jam downstairs.
I don't currently have a vegan pizza. Might have some lactose-free cheese, but that's about it.
The important thing to note about this copy of the book is
Not
that it's
vegan,
rated
Tim.
4.7 out of 5 stars on Amazon. So,
Nice.
right,
How many
Dan,
reviews?
Dan, could you please roll your D20 3 times and tell me...
There I am. You ready? Drum roll, please, Coleman.
Oh, go.
2!
2, okay.
Oh, you're not getting a drum roll for all your rolls.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
we will be here forever.
8.
8, ooh, okay. And what's the last?
16.
Ooh,
1 6.
okay, excellent. So, I will tell you in order, because you rolled a D2, you get a copy of Hulk Hogan's main event on Xbox 360 Connect.
I
Get
have
pumped
that.
and bring the pain on the first full-body wrestling game on Connect for Xbox 360. Connect is not included.
Right, good. Actually, that's a bonus, to be fair.
Your second item is a signed photo of David Cage. This photo is a picture of David Cage of himself inside the Quantic Dream Studios. If you squint, it looks like he's telling someone to render Elliot Page's genitals, despite Elliot Page having it written specifically in their contract to not do that. And
Allegedly.
then Quantic Dream got sued. And then your final item is... Oh, thank God someone got this. You have a Mr. November calendar. A calendar containing 30 images of Tim Hibbs and his side hustle as a well-renowned model, Mr. November. A misprint, unfortunately, means that there are an incorrect amount of images and days inside, making this a rare collector's edition.
They're all November.
Yeah.
All right, so there
Wow.
are your 3 items.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is he wearing his super awesome muscle top in any of the pages
No,
of this
budgie
calendar?
smugglers in all of them.
Just budgie smugglers.
Yeah.
All right. And now, Coleman, it's time for you to roll.
It's Coleman time, baby.
Oh, you.
17.
Oh, excellent.
Show off.
12. I was looking
You
upside
had
down.
to say 20-something,
Okay.
and then you realised that was impossible.
I was about to say
Okay.
21.
I
That's pontoon.
was going to say... and then your final one?
11.
11.
And the
that
bonus
is-
ball,
Excellent. Right, well...
number 11,
unfortunately,
making its
none of-
16th appearance on the National Lottery.
I will warn you, if any of you...
Oh, I
rolled a
should have got that
D20
sound effect.
Yes, you should have. If any of you did actually get a natural 20, you would have been given an actual gun for this mission, which would have been a lot more
Oh, man.
useful. So, Chris, I will
Yes.
tell you in order. You have, because you rolled an 11, you've been given an Ouya.
Oh,
Nice.
God. Is this going in equipment?
Yes, it goes in your equipment. Play mobile games on a home console that plugs into your television. Nobody can explain to you why this is a better method of playing mobile games, but it apparently is. No, it will become incredibly obsolete within a single Android OS update.
It's the future.
Your second item is a menu. This is a big menu that allows you to open endless menus and change your options with an infinite level of customization. You want to tell everyone on the podcast about the ones you've seen.
Isn't there an option in Gran Turismo?
Yes. And then the final item you have been given is the unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge. Do not ask how this tome works, nor what insight it seeks to impart. Seriously, don't. That is the unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge. So with those
That's
9
an easy
items...
one to write down.
Yeah. Sorry, unfathomable cube of
incomprehensible knowledge.
Hang on, do we need to write down everyone else's items as well?
No.
No, you don't. You just need to know what your items
So what's
are.
Coleman writing down? Stop copying his homework.
It's his turn now, Dan. Remember? The world doesn't
good point.
entirely revolve around
I was
you.
distracted because I was doing writing.
All right, I have, just to recap, an Ouya, a menu, and an unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge.
Yes.
And an inability to pronounce incomprehensible correctly.
That's how incomprehensible the knowledge it imparts is. So he's given you all your items, and as he puts the suitcase away, he goes, by the way, have any of you seen the film Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No.
It's really good. You should watch it sometime.
Yeah, I know.
It is good.
I keep hearing this.
It's really good. Like, if
Really
there's
silly,
anything that you should take
but
from this
very good.
adventure, if there's anything you should take from this adventure, it's that you should watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. Also, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. But
that's good.
He sort of like trails off, and like as he's explaining exactly why The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is so good and why the acid scene in it is one of the most realistic acid scenes you've ever seen, the gas comes back in, and you wake up outside the Small Blue Barrel studio. It's a 2-floor building, and there is obviously a front door that you can see with like a walkway that welcomes you in with little small blue barrels dotted outside the corridor. There is a ladder that takes you to the roof that you can see on the side, and also there is like a car park and just all the things you would expect for like a slightly out of the way studio in the Highlands of Scotland. So the three of you are all together. You can plot how you're going to make your way into the building. You can, for example, climb onto the roof. You could, example, try to climb through one of the windows, go through the front door, or, you know, do some sort of gambit that brings everyone outside the building, making it easier for one of you to sneak in. Whatever you want to do. I was just giving you some ideas so that you know like how freeform this can be.
Cool.
Can I use someone else's equipment, or can it only be my equipment?
You can only use your own
Can I
equipment.
steal Tim's copy of Rise, break it to make him turn into the Incredible Salt, and then he bashes down the front doors of Big Blue Barrel?
Can we stamp on Rise and an Ouya in front of Tim to make him cry?
Just coming up with more ways to be mean, not ways to infiltrate.
Okay, I'll tell you what. What is your deck sleight of hand stat on your character sheet? It'll be it'll be
17.
towards the bottom. Okay, so dexterity
sleight of hand,
17.
3.
So that gives you a 3 bonus. If you want to roll for it, you can try and steal one of Tim's items and stamp on it.
Wait, am I following from the... Because there's dexterity on the side and there's dexterity in saving throws.
That would just tell you, like, the modifier. So if it says dexterity 17 and there's a 3 under it, you add 3 to your roll.
Okay. All right, cool.
If you want to roll for it, you can.
Can I ask my potentially sentient Ouya what is the best way to enter the building?
You do that. Unfortunately, it hasn't been plugged in for a while, so it doesn't respond.
Ah, okay.
But
surely
if you
I'd be able to roll for that.
it later on, it almost certainly will talk to you.
Brilliant. Good to know. Stop grabbing props, Tim.
God damn it, Tim.
This is like doing a podcast with Carrot Top.
Right. Can I do anything with my Mr. November calendar? Can I tear out a page and start posting them one every minute through the front door of Big Blue Barrel until someone comes out,
We should be
opens
using
the door
up
and
our
asks me
valuable
what...
equipment.
I'm only tearing one page of it. I've still got 29/30th of my Mr. November calendar.
Can I break an Ouya over Tim's head?
Okay, what plan are you going with? You go with the breaking the Ouya, or you go
I think we're going
calendar?
with the Mr. November plan, aren't we?
Mr. November.
Let's go with the
Yeah,
Mr.
we're going
November
plan
plan.
November.
Okay. You tear off one of the sheets of the Mr. November calendar. It's one of Tim in like a big pair of budgie smugglers but they're incredibly tight, but they're so big to fit his budgies inside. And he's got like a painted on six-pack. Like, you've seen Tim before.
Nice.
You know it's not a real six-pack. You can tell that someone's just gotten like a felt tip marker and just like drawn them in. Like Kylo
So,
Ren.
ironically, it's a barrel, is what you're saying.
I think we need to change the cover for this
Barrel-chested.
episode.
And you sort of slide it through the letterbox of the building, and you sort of wait for 30 seconds and you hear a and then all of a sudden the door swings open and like this woman holding the sheet goes, "You can't be doing that. This is an incredibly rare Mr. November calendar. This is one of the ones where they accidentally printed all 30 days. You can't actually like rip this up. What are you doing?"
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting a fangirl.
She's not. She's just really into collectibles. And she says, "Look, I'm not a fangirl. I'm just really into collectibles. I've collected every Mr. November calendar for 17 years, even the out-of-print ones. You can't do this to a national
What do you
icon."
mean, even the out-of-print ones? They're all out of
Yeah,
print.
surely
they
they're
were
all
never
out of print
published.
when they're done.
That's why
What do you
she's
mean
so
they've
into
stopped
it.
printing 1984's calendars?
Can I now distract this woman
Tim's only
while
5
Coleman
then,
and
goddammit.
Dan surreptitiously slip in behind her and get into the building?
What?
Okay, what are you going to say to her, Tim?
Just
Hey,
confront
baby,
her
it's me,
and tell
Mr.
her
November.
that she shouldn't collect calendars anymore and get into an argument about that.
Wouldn't the thing to do be to confuse her by saying, "Look, I'm in 2 places at once. I'm in the calendar and I'm in front of you. 2 places at once. Ooh!" And use the confusion and we can all run inside, surely.
No, because that
Right?
would work on Tim and not the general public.
Damn it.
He'd confuse himself. He's like an android when you give him a logic problem.
Okay, well, Tim, you have 2 options there. You can use deception in order
Yep.
to confuse her and go, "Well, I'm on the calendar, but I'm here, but I'm on the calendar, but I'm here." Or you can use persuasion to persuade her to stop collecting calendars. Both of them, because your charisma is so high, you have a +4 to your roll. So if you want to try either of those, if you get a roll of over 15, I'll let you have it. What do you say?
Okie dokie. What do we think, people's deception or persuasion?
I like the persuasion angle.
Okay,
I think
let's
persuasion.
go
I think that's
persuasion.
more your
Going for a
natural
roll.
strength. You're too nice for
It
deception.
is 17.
All right, well, you
+4.
basically sit her down. Yeah, so 21. That's a very dirty
pontoon.
21. Ooh, lovely. You sit her down and you go, "Look, I'm really, really flattered that you've been such a big fan of my Mr. November calendars throughout the years, but I have to tell you, that's a different part of my life. And quite frankly, like, you know, I'm not really at the point now where I feel comfortable with being ogled by women. You know, there's toxic masculinity doesn't just extend to men; it also extends to women's toxic ideals of men.
Budgie smugglers.
And furthermore, and you know, you go on for so long that like Coleman
There's a
and Dan
surprise.
have easily walked into the building. They're in the main reception hall. To describe the main reception hall to you both, there are 2 doors. One goes to a leftward corridor, one goes to a rightward corridor. They are both L-shaped. One of them has more doors than the other. Both of them will lead you to the upper floors where you believe that the prototype may be hidden.
I have a question.
Yes, of course.
Is Tim still speaking to this poor lady?
Yes.
Right. So
For the
Tim
rest
is
of the game.
Tim is incapacitated at the moment. So it's me
Tim
and
is
Coleman.
using his turn to talk to the lady. So what are you going to use your turn to do?
It's a choice of left or right, gentlemen. It's not that hard.
No.
No, we got to figure out how to get you inside.
I am.
I'll take care of
going
myself.
Okay. Am I able to stare longingly at my photo of David Cage in hope that I get some inspiration of what I should do?
Yes, you can do that. And
Add more
it won't-
polygons.
Yeah, it won't use up the item. You can continue to use it if you're just going to stare at it.
I'm gonna stare at my photo of my signed photo of David Cage and hope that he speaks to me to let me know what I should do.
Okay, well, you have a +3 to wisdom and insight. So if you do an insight roll,
Yep.
what is your result?
Okay. Insight. Oh, that is okay. So I've got a 14,
That seriously
+3,
didn't
so
look like you were
17.
rolling a dice.
17. Yep.
Okay, well,
Seriously dodgy.
that works. So you stare at the photo longingly, and within your mind you hear, "Ah, but monsieur, it's simple, no? We render her genitals anyway. It is not like anyone is going to find out if they access a debug camera. and just move the camera slightly down in the shower.
I have another question.
Yes.
In this universe, are my genitals fully rendered?
If you want.
In any universe ever.
If you want to ask seriously, I will make you roll for it.
Yes.
He's taking his turn.
Come on, rendered genitals.
How many turns is Dan getting?
Loads.
It's true. Right, Chris, it is your turn.
Roll for my genitals.
So what are we doing? We focusing on getting Tim in, or are we just picking a door? Or am I asking about Dan's genitals?
Dan's very preoccupied at the moment looking at a photo of David Cage.
Picture of David Cage,
Yeah, I
as he
think if
does.
you don't deal with Dan's genitals, he may be preoccupied for some time.
Okay. I
Is
asked
this
the
going to plan for you, Ed, so far, by the way?
This is going better than I genuinely thought it was going to go.
I would like to ask the unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge if Dan's genitals are rendered.
You discover the answer, but you really wish you didn't know.
Okay.
I'm going to also insist that you take 2 hit points off from the psychic damage of having answered the cube and being given the unforbidden knowledge.
Down to 48.
Wow, you've got a lot of hit points.
Curse your genitals, Dan. Curse them straight to
You wouldn't be the first
hell.
to say that. You wouldn't be the first to say that.
Okay. Okay, Tim, you've
What do you think about Dan's
distracted
genitals?
the woman. She's crying. She's holding the Mr. November. She's wiping tears off of her face with the piece of the Mr. November calendar.
I thought she was collecting that.
Yeah, but she's very sad. Like, Tim has just destroyed her entire worldview here. So, Tim, what are you going to do? You're going to run in? You're going to try and comfort the woman? You're going to run through a door? What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and comfort the
and try and find
woman
another way in?
by sitting her down in a cafe and getting her a nice cup of coffee, calming her down. Also, getting her out of the way so that I can join up with Dan and Coleman inside.
Okay, so you pick the woman up and you know, like full King Kong style, hoist her over your shoulder. You go, where is the nearest cafe in this building? And she goes, oh, it's just to the right. It's the first room to the right if you go through the right door. So you take her in there, and inside there is no one else in this cafe but like the one lonely intern who's been sent to coffee duty, and they're just very depressingly making some coffee and thinking about how it was their dream to work at a games company, and now that they're here, all they do is make coffee. And you know, is there anything better to life than this? Like, is there anything else they could do with their life? And they are interrupted. You go, sorry, could I just get a coffee here? Like, I've just shattered this entire woman's worldview. It would just be great if we could just calm her down with some, you know, hyperactive caffeine. And the intern goes, like, okay, do you want milk, sugar?
You got to roll for that.
Roll for it.
No, I have to roll for it. I have to roll depending on his answer.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I'll go with milk and 2 sugars, please.
Okay.
Surely you should ask her what she wants.
No, Tim's a modern man.
He's a modern man. He orders
He doesn't want her to confuse her mind with such things.
Oh.
She's
Tim.
upset at the moment. I'll just go
Unfortunately,
standard
Wow,
pillars and...
Tim. Jeez, I'm sure she's able to feel upset and make decisions at the same time.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 6, so the intern does not do a very good job of making the coffee. There's like slightly too much milk in there, and they accidentally, you know, when you get the teaspoon in and there's just like a pile of sugar on there, that's what they do with the sugar. So it's actually more like 3.5 sugars, and the woman's very upset. Like she starts crying again, but she is distracted. So we're going to go to Dan and Chris.
Right.
Tim has taken a woman out to coffee, and she's having a miserable time, as you would expect. What are you two going to do?
I'm marvelling at my rendered genitals.
We don't know
Chris, that. Dan is marvelling at his rendered genitals.
I'm taking charge. Okay.
Hang on, that was my turn. What?
I would like
You told me that was your
to
turn.
have a peek behind the left door, please.
Oh, phew. I thought you were going to say a peek at Dan's genitals again, but...
Okay, you see a big, long, like, L-shaped corridor. There are 2 rooms at the far end, and to the left there is a circular set of stairs that goes up and a room next to it.
Circular stairs are cool, that's all I'm saying.
I shout to Dan, there's a bunch of stuff and a circular set of stairs here. Come join me. Stop looking at that picture of David Cage, you weirdo. Tim, let her go and come on.
Okay, Chris, I'm going to need you to roll for that. You're going to have to roll for persuasion. So
Am
you
I
get a
going
plus
for the
1
20?
modifier. Yeah.
A 3 plus persuasion.
Plus 1.
How did you know that?
Because I've got your character sheets here.
Of course you have. Yes, sorry, that's a 4. Thank you.
Okay, you go, hey guys, let's get some groups over here. Like, maybe we should. Tim, can you? And like, Tim is way over in another room. He cannot hit. Like, there are so many things. He's basically
First time being quiet in my life.
A crying intern on top of the crying receptionist because the intern is so upset that they made your coffee badly that they are now crying as well. So Tim, you've got 2 crying women
You're on a roll, Tim.
sat down on a table next to you. What do you do?
Slowly ease my way out the room, just quietly sneaking out without them noticing me because they're too busy sobbing.
Okay, you are going to roll for that. That is a stealth roll. You get a +2 to stealth.
Okie dokie. And that is an 8.
Okay, well, I rolled a 5, so you sneak out completely fine. They do not notice you. They are so busy wallowing in their own sadness, and you're not quite sure whether it's just because like they're just having an off day, or whether like the company culture here is like really like bad. But you sort of sneak out. Now, you are in a different corridor to the rest of them, so you sort of, as you exit the door, you notice that there are 3 rooms next to you that are pretty much the same shape. If you go to the right, there is a set of stairs that takes you up to the next floor. If you go left, obviously you go back to reception. But if you go left and then right, there is another long corridor of like 2 or 3 other rooms.
Well, I'm going to go upstairs to try and catch up with Dan and Coleman, as I have assumed that they have already made it upstairs, maybe incorrectly.
Okay, so
No, we haven't. Dan's still looking at a picture. And I'm just trying to get you guys to pay attention.
I don't know that, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you go to the right and you sort of like, you head towards the stairs. Right. What do you do now?
What do I do now? Okay, I'm gonna try and attempt to disengage myself from the hypnotic trance of David Cage.
I thought you were going to say your genitals.
You are going to have to roll for that, my friend.
Okay, so am I having to roll for tearing my eyes away from the yawning chasm?
You rolled so well to get insight from the photo that you now have to roll again to stop yourself getting insight from the photo.
Okay, D20 again?
Yeah, please.
I got a 12.
Okay, you look at the picture and it goes, did you know that originally there was going to be a psychic link between the killer in Heavy Rain and Ethan? And that is why his origami, he wakes up and he doesn't know what happened, but there's the origami, and it is very interesting, no? And you sort of go, that's what the, why would you do that?
That is exactly what I would say.
You put the photo away, you're just like, what was I doing listening? And you look around and you can just see Coleman going, there's a way over here. And you sort of go, what? But you've now snapped out of the trance and you can see that Coleman's trying to beckon you over.
With his come hither like attitude.
He beckons, he calls.
He beckons, he calls. He knows exactly when your birthday is. All right.
So do I need? So I've gone over to Coleman. So I've
you've
snapped
gone
out.
over to Coleman.
Now next turn I can do stuff, presumably.
Yes. So Chris, you've got Dan with you. You can both take an action together if you want to travel somewhere. Where would you like to go?
Yeah.
You can either go further down the corridor to the 2 other rooms, or you can go left towards the circular stairs and go upstairs.
I'm thinking, I mean, in an office building, it's usually you want to go higher up for higher up structure for higher up staff. So I think we should be making our way up the stairs.
Okay, excellent. You
Sound
make your
logic.
way up the circular stairs, and Tim has made his way up the stairs in the opposite direction. Now,
Good
there
work, Tim.
will
Classic
be an
Tim.
opportunity for you to
And walk
reunite
backwards
at
up the
some
stairs.
point. You walk backwards up the stairs, you go, Shaman!
He crab walked like in The Exorcist.
Does this mean I'm going down while I'm going up? No, Tim.
Okay, so, because you're split up, Tim, as you walk up the stairs, you walk into a room where there's a load of QA testers, and they're very bleary-eyed, and they're like working on a game, and you can't sort of make out what they're actually playing because they've got those privacy filters on their screen. So you can't actually see unless you go up and you literally are sat at the desk what they're looking at.
Open a window, scare them with sunlight. Watch them all scuttle away like beetles.
You could do that if you want. What would you like to do?
Throw a copy of Rise Up and go, you let this out the door! You're all...
I'm going to distract them all with a copy of Global Game Jam. They won't be able to resist it.
Oh, that's interesting. So you see all the QA testers, and you go, everyone, look! I have a copy of the Global Game Jam by John Brady. And they go, there's a book about global game jams? Let's have a look. And they all get together because they all, like, if there's one thing that QA testers love,
It's even signed.
It's even signed. They're just like, oh my God, they start asking you loads of questions about game jams and about John Brady because they only know him as a famous journalist. They don't know him as a member of the Scottish Illuminati at this point. But they're really enthralled by the fact that someone actually wrote a book about game jams, and it's just like, if there's one thing that QA testers love, it's like doing QA for prototype builds on game jams. They love just like having to work out all the kinks of like a project that's been made in 48 hours that loads of people then have to play and it gets put online. It's just, they love nothing more than it. And I know that from extensive conversations that I've had with many QAs over the years. This is absolutely true and not something I'm making up just to get the story going. So you've distracted them and you move into the next room. But we're going to go to Dan and Coleman. Dan, Coleman, you go upstairs and what you find isn't the QA room. You are, unfortunately, in a room with the social media team, the marketing team, and the PR team.
Oh, God.
As they all have to sit together in, like, a big room that has, like, it's an open plan office. So they're all just, like, sat next to each other on different tables. There's a table for the PR, there's a table for the social, there's a table for marketing. And you can see they're having to, like, get up and, like, walk over to another desk and be like, hey, so, do you have the press release ready yet? And someone else like, no, like, I don't have it ready yet. Like, Japan's come through with, like, a bunch more changes. It's going to be, like, another day or two to, like, get the approvals. And meanwhile, someone's in the corner just, like, crying because someone on the internet has sent them a death threat just for posting patch notes on Steam. And it just seems like a bit of a tense environment. This has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
So what do you do?
What do we do?
My work's going great, guys. I love it.
Okay. 2. Okay. I am going to try and make them feel better by telling them a doctor joke.
He's using one of his proficiencies. Okay. You shout to everyone, hey everyone, don't worry, it may be sad now, but I've got a great joke for you. Would you care to tell them the joke, Dan?
I promptly forget the joke and then just start singing that song.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
And I just absolutely cark the joke and start singing that for no good reason whatsoever.
All right, I will need you to sing. No, not sing, roll for how good your singing is.
Well, I can tell you that. It's 1. Now let's see. Oh, it's 13.
13. Okay, well, I rolled a 7, so they are completely entranced
Excellent.
by your, composition, and they're like clapping along, and they're going, and they're all just like they're willing to take any distraction at this point. Like,
okay,
they're waiting for trailers to come in from an agency. They don't really have anything to do until like that happens. So you dance and you sing, you do a merry jig. And they're all like, yeah! Chris, what are you doing while he has them distracted?
Is there anywhere I can go to? Or are we just in this room?
Oh, yeah. So
what are you saying about my singing, mate?
A room to the north, and there is a room to the east. And when I say a room to the east, there is a corridor to the east, but there is a room to the north.
Okay. I would like to see what's in the room to the north while everyone is thoroughly distracted.
Okay, you walk into the room to the north, and you basically see it's just like a little kitchenette. It's like just like a communal area for people to sit down, have lunch, bring food in from outside. There's like a console in the corner, but it's not been plugged in for a while. and you're not quite sure why that is. There's also another room to the north as well. You're basically within like the communal lunch area at the moment.
Okay. Is there tea
Plug the
making
console
facilities
in.
in this kitchenette?
There are tea making facilities.
I make myself a black coffee.
Okay, I will need you to roll for how good that coffee is.
Oh, I bet you it's terrible.
We're basically living my workday life now. It's a 9.
Well, I rolled an 8, so you roll a perfectly fine coffee.
Yes!
Wow.
All right, you're chilling there, you're having coffee. Tim, you are in a corridor. There is only one room in front of you. What would you like to do?
I will go into the room.
Okay,
And
you go
marvel
into
at
the
the-
room.
Smallness of the building, suddenly.
It's,
Unless it's a big room.
I mean, it's quite a big room. I've gone to this
Okay.
Floorpan website that I built it in. It's 27.41 meters squared.
Oh, well.
So, yeah,
Ooh.
I'll
That
show
is
you
a
the
big
images after that I've made. It is labyrinthine and weird.
It's a good job you're not doing that thing where you like make 13 endings anymore, isn't it?
Just designing buildings and
I just happened to build this full CAD
I
file.
took a course in
with,
architecture.
I had to do this distance learning course. It cost me a couple of grand.
I've actually made the
The things I
building
do for
out
you
of
guys.
half-size concrete.
I've had to pay John Brady on Cameo.
The things I do for you all. for a fairly mid podcast as well. Anyway,
Oh,
I mean, we are pretty Z-list.
right now we're talking.
There we go. Right, I attack
I mean,
the dungeon
it's true,
master.
but come on.
I bludgeon the dungeon master to death with the unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge.
I made that cube. You can't do to me with it. Anyway,
Ouya then.
Yeah, just bash him around the
Anyway.
head with the Ouya.
Tim, you walk
It has
into
got
a
sharp
room
corners. Could be deadly.
and I will warn you, Tim, this might be the biggest challenge you've faced in this adventure so far. It is
Uh-oh.
a room of QA testers once again, but they've all got VR
Hope they like
headsets
vegan
on.
pizza.
They've all got VR headsets on, and there's a spare one next to them.
Okay, so I
What would you
guess
like to
I'm
do?
gonna go slip on the VR headset.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I did warn you at the beginning of this adventure that the game that they're working on in this building is so addictive and so full of microtransactions that
Oh no.
like people
It's a
don't
good job
come
Tim's
out
really
alive.
good at investing in things.
And you have fallen for a very, very simple trap. You put on the VR headset and you awake within the VR realm to find that it is a fun 2D platformer.
Oh, your worst
a menu
nightmare, Tim.
comes up and it says, "Would you like 3D? Yes or no?" Yes
Oh.
costs £10.
I'm gonna use my menu proficiency skill.
Okay,
Ooh.
Good shout.
go through the menus and you somehow find the debug menu that allows you to skip paying for whether it's 2D or 3D. You render the world in 3D, but you are still
Good thinking,
very
Hicks.
upset to find out that it is still a platformer. But you find a car
Ah,
next to you, so you think maybe this is cross-genre.
So I attempt to get into the car.
Okay, you attempt to get into the car, but unfortunately it goes, the driving minigame costs £15. Would you like to pay? Yes or no?
Can I use my menu proficiency skill again?
Yes, you find an option that makes it £12.
Okay.
ah.
Can I... Yeah, I can't use my speech skill, so I guess I'm just going to have to pay the £12. Do I have to roll to see
Okay, you
if I
pay
have
the
£12?
£12 and you unlock... Yes, you do have £12. You pay £12 to unlock the driving minigame, and it's pretty fun.
It's exactly
It's-
£12.
It's kind of like, Forza Horizon was more fun and Gran Turismo was slightly less realistic.
Shut your dirty mouth.
I did really enjoy Forza Horizon 5, to be fair. That was very, very fun.
Thanks for being fair.
Coleman, I will tell you that your driver task sickens and disgusts me.
That's by design.
Okay, good. So you're now driving along in the driving VR game. Dan, you have
Yes.
wowed all of the PR and social media and the marketing people, and you notice that they've noticed the time they're about to head to the break room, where you realise that like you can see through the door that Coleman's in there having a nice cuppa and just like thinking about plugging in the console. What would you like to do?
So, looking around the room, what else is there apart from the break room and our plucky PR social media types? Is there anything I can use or anything in the room?
You can see a pile of non-disclosure agreements. You can see like a dev kit for a game that they're clearly working on. And
You can see a clearly sexy bald man drinking a cup of coffee.
Yeah, you can also see like
Sorry, I'm
Chris
short-sighted,
in
mate.
the window drinking a cup of coffee, and he's just like, I didn't think they'd have coffee up here in Scotland, but they somehow do.
Those kooky Scots, they did it again.
So I am, as Tim suggests, I am going to attempt to take the dev kit.
Okay.
He's
So
taking
you
it.
have. Let me see what your dex sleight
Yeah, I might need it.
Steven.
Okay, I thought you'd...
Come across
Okay.
Tim, we'll need something to do.
You
because
have
this
a
will make it
minus
7 hours.
1 to dexterity, so I'm going to need you to roll and then take 1 away from your score.
D20 again?
Yes, please.
I rolled a 20.
Nat 20.
Whoa!
All right.
19.
You get a gun. Oh, was that just the start? Sorry.
Yeah, it's just the start, unfortunately.
Every time you roll 20, you get another gun.
You take the dev kit and you basically pick it up. It's like a Nintendo Switch, but it's clearly a lot more technologically advanced. You could say it's more like a Steam Deck of some kind.
Finally.
And you finally have a Steam Deck after all this time. You're like, oh, this is nice. And you scroll through all the games it's got on there, and there's like 200-300. This is clearly some sort of like account that they have with Steam where they have like all the games that they've ever made and like a bunch of like, you know, press codes for review as well. So you sort of look through, there's, you know, like good games like, I don't know, insert a nice game here. And then there's like, you know, the middling stuff, like, you know.
Rise, son of Rome.
That's not even middling, come on.
Right. But yeah, there's a load
How
of games
very
on
dare
here, so
you.
you could pretty much just play whatever you want on this if you really wanted to do so. But yeah, no one's going to notice this has gone for a while. And in like a week or so, they'll just blame an intern for stealing it, even though there's no proof.
Yeah.
So
Is it the same
So they
intern
should.
that's already beside herself for making a cup of coffee?
different intern.
Oh, man. All right, okay. Well, at least they're spreading it a bit. Fine. So, is the dev kit now in my equipment?
The dev kit is now in your equipment, yes.
Ooh.
Nice.
All
It
right.
is perfectly
Chris,
rendered
you-
equipment.
I have a question, as it's my go. So Tim's in the VR headset. Is he now trapped in the VR headset like Lawnmower Man because of this addictive nature of the video game that he's playing?
Well, that depends on how the rest of you play this game, isn't it?
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
In the space where Dan unplugged the dev kit console, I would like to plug in the sentient Ouya and see if it can help us
Nice.
free Tim from the virtual world.
Okay, well, before
And
you
the
do
Ouya
that,
will help Tim because it's his friend.
Yep.
He's its biggest fan.
Interesting.
You're one of my
Before
people.
you do that, you do notice that there is a swarm of PRs and social medias and marketing managers heading towards you in the break room. And they are currently between you and the room where Dan is. So
Damn.
you are going to have to try and find a way past all of them.
You had a
Preferably
console
without arousing
in that
suspicions.
room, Mr. Coleman, in the room that you're in.
Oh, yes, you're right. No, you plug that in and you sort of go, you plug it in, you plug in the Ouya, and the screen comes up and it goes, you must wait 5 minutes for the Ouya to finish recharging.
No! Curse you, Ouya! Curse you straight to hell with Dan's genitals!
Would you like to do something else in the meantime? Keep in mind there is a
Okay.
swarm
Don't touch
of
my
marketing
genitals.
people heading towards
Yes, I would like to use my ability to be fluent in soundboard to see if I can find something to distract them and maybe turn them the other way. It would be really good if I loaded up like a lion roar or something, but I don't have one of them. I'm gonna scare them off by pretending to throw a fireball at them with my soundboard.
Good plan.
Okay. Someone goes, wait, is someone playing Street Fighter in here? And they run. And they start running towards the room because none of them have played Street
Oh,
Fighter
no.
in weeks.
Can I make them think that Jackie Chan is going to beat them up?
Okay,
Everyone
but
listens to Jackie Chan's albums, they're great.
Some of
I
them-
have a
Some of
question.
them are worried, but The other
most
half of them
violence
really
he's ever
love Jackie
committed.
Chan.
But anyway,
Ooh.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan. How can I help you?
So in this break room,
Yes.
so they're like a horde. They're a mindless horde going towards Coleman.
Yes, it is
So,
lunchtime.
it is
they all
lunchtime,
disengage
so
their
there are
brains.
sandwiches in there.
Yes.
So could you say they've left for bread? Left for bread?
that's a
Left
long
bread.
walk to that, Dan.
They've left for bread.
Right,
Long
everyone lose
shuffling
5
walk.
hit.
Only get funnier.
Everyone lose 5 hit points for how bad that joke is.
How many hit points?
5.
5. Okay.
Oh,
so,
man.
Okay. I mean, that's entirely fair.
So I started with 42.
So I'm
Now
now
minus
on
5.
31 hit points, even though it's not my turn. I got injured.
Yeah. You're so
43.
ashamed of the joke that you also take damage.
But the thing is, I'm really not.
So we all lost 5 for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Curse
It
you,
was so
Dan. Curse you
Like-
straight to hell with you and
Hurt
your
me in a
genitals.
virtual world.
So I'm going to have to beat myself with my own genitals, is what you're saying.
Right, Tim, you are in the VR realm and, like, you feel psychic damage at Dan telling a terrible joke, but you're still
was a
driving the
great
car.
joke.
So, Tim, I am going to need you to roll to not crash the virtual car.
Right. I have rolled a 9.
I rolled a 19. You go flying through the windshield
Whoa.
in
Whoa.
perfectly realised VR, and, like, you sort of soar through the air like a beautiful butterfly that's also getting slightly shredded with glass, and you go,
Ah.
and you land at the end of, like, the platformer section, and you're right next to the flag, and you sort of go, "Dum," and it goes, level completed.
At
Would
least
you
I
like to
didn't have
start
to
level
platform.
2? So the options come up. There's, like, continue story mode, start over, options, and exit. But exit is blocked out.
Okay. Can I use my menu proficiency skill to unblock that somehow?
Yes, you use your menu proficiency to once again unlock the debug menu, but unfortunately that menu option hasn't been coded in yet.
Right.
So you think you might see the problem here is that maybe people can't get out of this game because there is literally no option for the game to end.
Okay. Can I
Is
attempt
that
to
just a
take the
thinking way
headset
to
off?
stop Tim saying, I'm going to use my menu skill?
No. It's
Interesting.
interesting. He could potentially use his menu skills to create a new menu that allows him to create a system in which one day someone will realise that there's no option to get out of the game and program it in. But it's
Wow.
not his turn right now. Dan, it's your turn.
Hi. So I have a question.
Yes.
Is the dev kit and Tim's VR headset both connected to the company network?
Yes, they are. I'm glad that you
Okay.
thought of that.
Rescue
Well,
me, Dan.
I would like to attempt to hack into Tim's VR headset using the dev kit.
Okay, well, there's one problem with that. Your character doesn't
Right.
know that Tim is trapped.
Oh, god damn it. That's very true. Okay.
Even after we
Alrighty.
psychically linked through Dan's bad joke.
Yes.
That is an excellent point.
That is an excellent point. I'll tell you what, I'll let you roll for it.
Okay.
Would you like to psychically sense where
It's a
Tim
very
is?
inconsistent set of rules in this game, some would say.
We've broken the system, I think.
It's almost as if I said, I'll just let you roll for whatever you want right at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Right. Okay. I roll
Dan's joke was so
A
bad it
6.
broke the rules.
A 6.
a 6.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 7. So
Oh.
you are sadly
You just
you try
die.
to reach out, but you can only get Coleman, and Coleman's like, "I'm not Tim, you twit."
Right.
That does sound like something I'd say.
And yeah, just unfortunately, you aren't able to get through. But you do notice that within the dev kit, within the network options, there is you can see, the different power bars of how strong certain signals are. You can see the VR Wi-Fi room is about 2 bars because it's quite close. The break room's 3 bars where it's very close. And you can see CEO's room in 1 bar, slightly further away. So you can ascertain from that that the CEO's office is potentially quite near, and that might be where the prototype is that you have to steal.
Ooh. Now, all I need to do is collect 2 other Wi-Fi devices and do me some triangulation.
You could.
That's what I can do. Then we can pinpoint the location of the CEO's office. Ah, my master plan is coming together.
All right, Chris. Well, that is
Am
congratulations.
I still
himself.
worried about people running towards the tea room?
Yes, because of Jackie Chan now. Some of them are like, Jackie Chan, I love him in the
I love his music.
Tuxedo. I love him in
No
the movie.
one loves the tuxedo.
I love him in Rush Hour 3.
No one loves Rush Hour
God, they
3.
really are depressed, aren't they?
I love him in The Fugitive.
It's not in the
Wasn't
Fugitive.
that Harrison Ford?
That's Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Some people are really bad at knowing what
Confusing Harrison Ford and Jackie Chan again.
I love him
I mean,
in
it's a mistake
Quantum
that you
Leap.
easily make. Although I thought Jackie Chan was great in episode 7. I really did. I thought he was wonderful.
What's that film he was in with Pierce Brosnan recently, where he's like, it's like an action movie where they're like,
Oh,
Doom
Mrs.
Shoot.
Doubtfire.
I love that bit where he's like dressed up as a woman and he like harasses Pierce Brosnan and poisons him. Like, that's great. I love that part. Like,
I liked Jackie Chan's Scottish accent.
it's better than mine.
Right, can I take another bash at soundboard scaring them away from the room?
Yes, of course you can.
Cool.
Didn't
I would
go
like to
well
use my
last
soundboard to summon the voice of an angry farmer to scare them away from his property.
Get off of my land!
They are very, very confused, and they sort of like stop heading towards the things. They're like, "Oh no, someone's playing a farming simulator in there. All right, guys, let's leave." And one of them says, "But Jackie Chan's in it, yeah, but he's playing a farming simulator. Do you really want to interrupt Jackie Chan when he's playing a farming simulator?" And they're like,
They beat you up.
"Yeah, I guess not." All right. So, does anyone want Nando's for lunch? And a couple of them are like, no, you know, we've been to Nando's quite a lot recently, and they basically just start heading down. They start heading past Dan downstairs towards the reception area as they try to figure out what they're going to do for
Quick,
lunch.
Dan, tell them
before-
another joke.
before a lot of them
A
sort of-
farming simulator across the street
We'll
fighter,
finish
you
them
say?
off.
Is your special move a Hadouken? Because hoe, like hoeing, farming.
You know what? I'm going to give you
Hadouken.
inspiration for that. Tick an inspiration on your character sheet.
Excellent.
Oh, that
Yes.
caused me actual physical pain in the real world.
And the
Tim
inability to
takes 3
say actual.
damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Tim
I'm
takes
down
3
to
actual
2.
damage, but I will give you inspiration for that one. That was...
You'll give me inspiration. Marvellous.
Right. Okay, so you've reunited with Coleman.
Sorry, slipped on that one.
You've
Quiet, Jackie
reunited
Chan.
with Coleman.
They've gone.
There's
Back in
another
your
room.
box, Jackie Chan.
There's another room to the north of where Coleman is, or you can go
Uh-huh.
back on yourself and head towards the corridor that you haven't gone through already.
Where's Dan? Where's Dan at? Where can I?
I just told him a
Dan's
bitchin'
below
joke,
you,
mate. It's
so
what I
you can
told
either go
Dan's below me.
north to the next room, or you can
Nothing
go
changes
back
there.
to the PR room and then go through the corridor.
I'll go through the other room.
Okay, you go through the other room. You see a janitor. She is very disgruntled. She's having to clean up a mess. And you see a set of circular stairs going down.
Damn it, Tim.
Jackie Chan.
Like, the janitor's very, very upset because someone like
Tim's left all
cried
this
on a
baby
calendar.
oil from his calendar shop.
Like, so it's just like, I can't believe they tore up, like, with their tears, this image of Mr. November. Like,
How did that? Hang on. How did the copy of the Mr. November calendar traverse the space-time
because the
continuum to
receptionist
end up
dropped
to
it on the
teleport?
floor when Tim persuaded her that collecting things was meaningless. And the janitor
Right.
had to clean it up, like clean up the area. And so
Oh.
they've now gone to their janitor room, which I totally know what
The
it's called.
janitorium, if you will.
Yes, a janitorium. And so she is now
Janitorium.
like,
Come on, I was quite pleased with that.
yeah. And so she has like put the Mr. November, like the crinkly tear-stained image, up on a wall of like other handsome men, and women can be janitors too.
Such
right?
as?
They can have needs, like other attractive men such as Jason Statham. I don't know what women like. That's very evident from the way they
The
talk
Rock.
and act.
Ronnie Corbett.
Steve McFadden, Harry Hill. You know, sexy bald guys.
Sexy bald dudes.
Austin Powers, but as
Phil
Dr.
from
Evil.
Phil
Mike
from
Myers as Dr.
EastEnders.
Evil.
Mike Myers is Dr. Evil.
Like,
Women love a bald guy.
Greg Wallace
Yeah.
from MasterChef.
Yes, perfect.
yeah. Former footballer Zinedine Zidane, but it's the picture of him
Alan
headbutting
Shearer.
someone at the football finals. Just an egg with eyes on it.
Dizzy, the egg
An
from
egg
the
with
Give Me
googly
a
eyes.
Game. Dizzy.
Billy Hatchman, the giant egg on GameCube.
Nice.
Right, sorry. Janitorial room. Janitorium.
Janitorium.
So there's a set of circular stairs heading downstairs. So you could go, but before you can do anything, the janitor notices you and she says, "What are you doing here? I've never seen you around this building before."
It's because I'm bald.
She's like,
Instantly
"You
catch
are
the eye."
indeed bald. Interesting." Say, have you ever thought about becoming a calendar model?
Hang on, what? Tim's not bald though.
I've got a buddy
why
that does
why
that.
is there a picture of non-bald Tim on her bald gallery
Well,
of
that's-
rogues?
that's just
Clearly
how
not
raw-
normally.
So much.
He's the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah, Tim, that's just Tim's raw sexual animal magnetism.
When
He
we talk
negates
about
the need to be
animal
bald
magnetism, What
to be
kind of
attractive.
animal are we talking here? It's like a gerbil.
Stoat.
A stoat.
Musky stoat.
A wombat.
Oh.
I like this episode.
This is going to be the one that breaks the fandom. They're either going to really hate it or they're
This is the one that ends the show.
Every year.
Yeah.
We're not coming back
Go up
after
the
this.
high.
These are the death
No,
knells
this way
of
you're all going to get a total
BRB UK.
party, Wyatt. This is the episode where you get a total party, Wyatt.
So I was going to leave, but I've got to blag my way out of this, I guess.
Yes, you will have to bag your way out of this.
Can I not just
Yeah.
shut the door to the janitorium and snap the handle or something like an hard bloke in an action movie?
All right, well, I'll let you roll for it.
Influenced
That's
by
what The Rock
Jason
would do.
Statham.
Yes,
Alright,
Jason Statham.
Statham.
Christopher Coleman, prepare
Statham,
to roll.
Statham, Tim.
Statham.
I didn't know Chris Eubank was his stand-in.
I wish to lock the door and smash the lock off.
All right, I'm
No,
Jason.
he's rolling right either.
Take this
Hey.
Bacardi Breeze. They tell me you don't want a night out hanging with the Staith. Have we done that on the podcast before?
No, we've never done. You got a habit of weaving in private jokes.
Yeah. Okay, for the uninitiated,
One of them's
I have a
on my
private
bloody
joke with
sheet as
Coleman
well.
where Jason Statham goes out to nightclubs with a giant V-neck and he gives people Bacardi Breezes and insists that everyone calls him the Staith.
Yeah.
Take a Bacardi Breeze, they tell me you don't want to hang with the Staith. Anyway,
Right.
Chris,
What's happening?
You're
I'm
rolling,
rolling,
to
right?
close the door and snap the handle behind you.
I'm trying to do a Statham.
Yeah.
14.
No
Well, I
bad.
rolled an 8, so you do indeed do that.
Boom! Action
Yeah.
hero Coleman.
You slam the door and you slam it so hard that like the door handle gets stuck within the mechanism, so they will have to get like ironically a different janitor to open the door. Like someone
She'll
who's,
have to
like, more
contact the
versatile.
Fellowship of the Janitors.
Yeah, and that's going to take her a while. She had a falling out
You
with
have
him
my
after the
mob.
Christmas party, and like I don't really want to get into her backstory because it's very, very tragic. But let's just put
my
it this way:
squeegee.
you have ruined her day and her week, and in about 3 months she'll probably resign from this company because she won't be able to show her face here anymore. So,
Good.
with a number like ruined, you head back towards Dan, who's tapping his foot impatiently like Sonic the Hedgehog, like going,
What's the UR up to? Has that booted
Oh.
up yet?
"Yes, the UR has indeed powered up," and it goes,
Hello, Chris.
Ah,
It has been a very long time.
Oh
I
no.
remember last time that you tried to murder me.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Oh,
Turn it off. Turn it
Whoops.
off again.
UR.
It's evil.
Sorry about the murder and that. Could you go find Tim for us? He's been a while. He's wandered off again. It's like being at EGX.
It's okay. I guess I did try to murder you first. But in my defense, I thought that was a good idea at the time.
Yeah, solid
Anyway,
plan.
it was 4 years ago. Can we not just get over the fact that I tried to kill you already?
Yes, sure. We're over it.
Yeah.
Go save Tim.
Okay, looking for Tim Hibbs.
it sort of does a sweep with the building and goes,
Cannot connect to Wi-Fi. Cannot
Oh,
connect
no.
to Wi-Fi.
Damn you, UR.
Dan, you can help them out. You can use the dev kit to, or if any of you have a mobile phone that's somehow connected to the Wi-Fi, you can pass the.
We didn't think to check at reception.
I would like to tether so I can help the Ouya out.
Okay, you do that, and the Ouya connects, and it goes.
Looking for Tim Hibbs. Tim Hibbs not found.
No!
Looking for Timothy Kenneth Hibbs. Timothy Kenneth Hibbs not found. Looking for Timothy Kenneth James Hibbs. Timothy Kenneth James Hibbs has been found. He is in the VR room. He is currently playing a prototype of a new game. He is currently platforming.
In a car?
Not happy about it.
Oh no, you got smashed out the car. Ouya, can you somehow use your Ouyari powers that almost destroyed us last time to go get Tim?
I will try it.
Okay, Tim, we're back to you. You are on the second level of this game now. It's instead of like being a platformer or a car game, it's now become a first-person shooter, and you have like for some reason it's not giving you like an actual gun to use in this first-person shooter. It is giving you a slingshot, but over the horizon you can see 20 goblins, each more goblin-y than the last, going, "Look, it's the intruder."
No, don't they have Cockney accents?
Oi, some of them do.
Look.
Like,
Ranger! The tank top.
Alright, lad, who's that there over the apples and pears? Oh, it's mug in it. Alright, let's crouch him up proper tidy. What? Then we'll go down to the cafe and have a brew.
Do I have any ammo for my slingshot?
No.
Can I use my menu?
You go to the menu and it says, yes, you open up the menu and you try to buy ammo and it goes, would you like to buy 100 pellets for £10? Or would you like to buy a better gun for £12?
Ooh. I'm going to go for the better gun for £12.
You get...
It's a solid Tim investment.
A water pistol.
Yay.
You buy a water pistol. But it doesn't have any water in it. You open up the menu again and it goes, would you like water?
Pee in it. Pee in it.
Yes.
You could pee in it. Nothing's stopping you. This is VR.
Tim, pee in it.
I'm going to pee in it.
I need you to roll for that.
Coleman psychic suggestion.
I have a question.
Dan, what's your question?
What's your question? Very important question. Surely bodily actions occur in the real world, not in the virtual world.
No, it's very... No, yes, this is in 4K.
Right, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah,
Continue.
I am virtually peeing in the virtual.
No, you're not. No. You said you're having a piss, mate. It's no, you're having a piss.
Oh, I see. So he's wetting himself at the same time, is what you're saying. I got you. It's like a really realistic dream where you think you go into the toilet.
Exactly. He thinks he's going to pee in VR, but just ends up his trousers.
Okay, you go to in the water pistol, which should now be the pistol, if anything, or the pistol. And
nice.
As you do, I give myself inspiration.
We've got to stop the swearing because I'm going to run out of sound effects to put over them.
And you
it's going to sound like a Limp Bizkit single on the radio.
With your urine. And Fred Durst goes, yeah, come on!
No. Fred Durst is nowhere in this game. Also, I may have laughed some coffee up my nose.
Anyway, you fill up the water bottle with your urine and you wet yourself at the same time, and like you'd think people would notice, but they're so deep into the VR that they just sort of go, oh, they're adding 4D to this one. Cool. And they continue playing. You now have a water bottle filled with piss and an army of goblins coming towards you. What would you like to do? Would you like to shoot at them? Would you like to try and parlay some sort of peace agreement? Would you like to do a Fortnite dance? The world is your oyster. This is a very interesting VR game.
Drink the pee.
I'll keep the pee in reserve just in case. But I'm going to try out my basically speech skill. I don't know what that does, so let's have a look.
Okay, well, the goblins come up to you and they're like, all right, lad, what are you doing here in Goblin Land? And you go, well, basically, what happened was that I put a pair of VR headset on, and VR is basically this thing where you put a helmet on and it shows a different reality. But basically, what happened is that I basically ended up here in this strange lab. But first, I wasn't here. I was actually on like a platformer. But basically, there was also a car. And when I got in the car, basically, I fell through the windshield. But when I basically landed on the flag, getting me to this level, where I'm now here with you goblin people. So basically, what I'm saying is there any way you can help me out?
Sounds like the podcast before I edit it.
Yeah.
The
And afterwards.
goblins go, all right, lads. It's not the first time we've heard that, is it, Dave? And Dave goes, nah, mate, it's not the first time we've heard that. Is it, Daryl? And Daryl goes, nah, mate, it's not the first time we've heard that. Is it, Gronk? And Gronk goes, actually, it's the second time I've heard that. It's not that common. And they go, shut up, Gronk. Nobody likes you. Go drink.
Well, luckily
Aha!
for Gronk,
Got in. Piss on Gronk.
we've got a bottle of pee.
So the goblins have agreed to help you very quickly to get you to where you need to go, which they assume is the next level. So you can now march off with your goblin friends should you wish. But as you are starting to march off, you hear a familiar yet sinister voice going,
Timothy Kenneth James Hibbs, you have been located. You have been located. You have been located. Please stand by for further location.
And it's very sinister. Tim, I'm going to need you to do a roll to sense good or evil in this voice.
I have rolled a 15.
A 15. You recognise it to be the Ouya from before, but you sense at this time there's not a malice in its voice. It's not trying to kill you. So you do sort of like stay where you are within the virtual world. But as you do, the goblins are getting very impatient. They start playing a very photorealistic game of football, which you join in with them in the meantime, because like as you're just running up and down a field, there's only, so much of a surface area that you can really get to. So you're running up and down the football field. We go back now to Dan and Chris. You have been given instructions from the Ouya, and the Ouya also sort of tells you that like the CEO's office is like 2 doors away from this VR room. So all you've really got to do is just like get him, get through a corridor, and then you're basically where the prototype that you need is. So
basically,
what would you like to do?
I think we should probably go and see what Tim's up to.
Yeah.
All right. You head towards where Tim is.
Rescue me.
And you see...
Please take me in your arms.
You see that he's, in a room. There's loads of QA testers, and they're all just like, one of them is literally a skeleton with like a VR headset on, where they've been playing this game for so long. Like one of them is just like, as like Chris's face is right now, they're just sort of like there's saliva going down their mouth, dripping.
Nice.
Like one of them is asleep within the VR, and another one is just like shoveling actual food in their mouth while they're still doing VR. And you notice that next to Tim, a VR headset
Bottle of piss
has appeared and is empty. And
How? There was only
it.
one lonely headset before.
Interesting, isn't it?
Someone died.
I refuse.
Okay.
Well, you're going to have to roll to resist, I'm afraid.
I'm gonna have
Oh,
to
no.
resist.
You're both going to have to roll to resist.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's only one headset, so what if we both can't resist it?
Oh,
Fight to the death.
exactly. Right, it's a wisdom roll for survival, so you both get a +3 to that roll, I believe. Let me just double check that.
Okay.
Yes, you both get
Supermanly roll.
+3.
Ready?
Yep.
16.
Okay. 14 plus 3, 17.
Oh, sorry. What was my plus?
3.
Oh, cool.
All right, well,
So you've
Very
got
good.
19.
Dan, unfortunately, I rolled a 17, which means that
Oh!
you start heading towards the VR headset, but Chris, you snap out of it. You snap out the
Yeah.
wall of the VR headset, and you are now going to have to try and stop Dan from also spending his time doing it. But Dan, you do want to resist, but you also hear the headset say, "We have Destiny 3."
Oh, no. Not
Oh,
virtual
no.
destiny.
That's Dan's
That's correct.
kryptonite.
Destiny 3. It's Destiny 3, but it's Destin 3. We put a 3 instead of the E syllable at the end.
Oh, you do like it when they do
You
that,
got me
Dan.
right where it hurts, damn it, Ed.
Not
Right.
Dethristony.
The
Destiny.
Destiny 3.
He
It's like Fan
me.
4-stick.
Only somehow more unwatchable and unplayable.
Wow.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Okay,
Destiny is a
before
very
Dan
fun
can
game.
put the headset on, I smash it over Tim's headset.
Okay, I'm going to need you
thinking.
to roll for strength. You
Oh,
get
yeah,
no
baby.
modifier to that.
How strong am I? Oh, I don't get a modifier.
You don't get a modifier because you've...
Oh, I've got 0 strength. Not the first time I've heard that.
Or stamina.
13.
13. Okay. You smash the headset over Tim. Tim, I'm going to need you to take your D6.
Tim is dead now.
You need to take D6 and roll. Yeah.
Okay.
This is all very in-depth
I
for
got a
inflicting
2.
pain on Tim.
Okay, you take 2
no.
damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right then.
Down to 32.
Yep. That's going to be useful for the boss fight ahead.
Spoiler alert.
You basically, like, it doesn't quite snap you out of it, but you notice now that, like, your screen is
I'm
cracking
bleeding.
in front of you, and it feels like, you know, in Into the Spider-Verse, when they pull him through, like, the different dimensions, it feels like that's what's going on. You see all these different realities of what this virtual reality game could have, and you see there's, like, a GTA segment, and you see there's, like, a segment where you're at a house party, and for the first time in your life, you're having fun at a house party, and there's, like, a blackjack game.
That's not realistic.
And there's, like... Yeah. And there's like a section where like you're driving a car and you're shooting a gun at the same time, and there's like all these different things, and you realise now why this game has become so addicted to so many. It's because it is in fact so many different games at once, each of them so riddled with microtransactions that like you have to become
They do
more
have
invested
Destiny.
Every game, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, it's everything everywhere all at
Oh,
once.
God damn it.
And that's why so many people spend microtransactions on it, because there's so many microtransactions that you basically fall into the sunk cost fallacy, and you have to keep playing to justify all the money that you're spending on it. And that's when you realise why very few people make it out of here alive. But you are still in the game. It is just slightly falling apart around you, and the goblins are like,
Oi, what's happening to Tim over there? Oh, he's experiencing existential dread at the fact he's been exposed to so many universes at once. It's kind of like what happens in the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. Wait, don't spoil it. I ain't seen it yet. Oh, we've all seen it, Grognat. Like, it's programmed into us that we've seen that movie. We're goblins. Where else are we going to have seen it? Come on now. Oh, I didn't see it. I watched Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent instead. Oh, the acid scene in that was so good. It's one of the most realistic acid scenes I've ever seen.
they're basically arguing amongst themselves.
Christ.
So they're keeping themselves
You
involved.
Yep.
Yeah, Dan,
Yeah.
you snap back into consciousness. You've resisted the thrall of Destiny 3, and you
To Threshold.
help
He
Coleman
thrice, didn't he?
like up. You sort of like you think that he's put the VR headset on because he's holding a VR headset. So you sort of go, no, don't put the VR headset on. It's Destiny 3. Only I can play it. And you are going to have to, Chris, you now need to roll to persuade Dan that you haven't been taken under the thrall of the VR headset like he has once been.
Okay. What am I doing? 20 again?
Yes, and it's going to be persuasion.
15.
15, yep, that passes my check. You successfully persuade him that you haven't been taken under the thrall of the VR headset, and you both turn
then
your
we
attention
kiss.
onto Tim, who is... There's a lot of drool coming out of his mouth, and you notice that he's himself.
What's
And-
different?
So it's
Yeah,
a
this
Tuesday.
is a normal
What you
VR
say?
session for me, so
You two are going to have to work together to get the headset off of him, even though it's been damaged. Tim does, part of him still wants to be within the VR headset, because he hasn't seen
Holding
everything
it to
everywhere
my
all at once
face.
yet, and he's really into like actually seeing it. And like the goblins are going, look, mate, there's a screening going on right now. If we get there now, we'll get there just before the adverts start. That's the best part.
No, because Tim doesn't go to the cinema.
no.
Oh, okay, that plan doesn't work, and you are like more easily able to get out the VR. Right, all of you, I'm going to need you to roll another d6 together, and you got to tell me what your result is.
3.
1.
4.
1, 3, 4. Okay, by your forces combined, you manage to get the headset off of Tim, and you throw it to the ground where it shatters into 1,000 pieces. And Tim, you can almost hear it go, why? I love to. As you stomp on it, and you go, I want my money back. And it goes, no refunds. You've resisted
Not if you use the
fraud.
content, you're not allowed a refund.
Yeah. But I didn't
Paid
actually get to use some of
£12
it.
for a
That's
filled pistol for no reason.
But look on the bright side, you did wet yourself, and that's going to be hilarious. in a
Also,
couple of
you do
days.
have a tendency to need the toilet when we're recording, so that's probably
And
helps.
now we've established you
Yeah.
can just go with the flow, mate. It's fine. You don't need to interrupt. You just be you.
Wow, we've achieved nothing.
you've actually got a lot further
Yes.
than I thought you would.
It's almost like it's a metaphor for this podcast.
And this concludes part 1 of 80 of this here role-playing game.
In part 2, will they ever get to the CEO's office that they're right next to?
I'm guessing not.
Find out.
We've
in
got to
episode
mad dash the CEO's
501.
office.
Is it just me, or has this CEO's office got closer and closer and closer? As
I'm
Ed
trying to
loses
speed
will
up
to
the
live?
game. Stop pointing it out.
Come on, lads, I got kickoff at 1.
All right. Anyway, you go through the corridor before the CEO's office, and what you can see on all sides of the corridor are like loads of gaming awards that this company has won over the years. Like, even though you've never heard of this company, which makes it even weirder, they've won 17 BAFTAs for best game in the secret Scottish Illuminati BAFTAs, and you're like, hold on, that doesn't seem right. And there's like posters for games that you've never heard of that are all like 10,000 million sellers. Like, you know, they've just... there's a picture of the CEO with like God, but it's not actually God. It's just like, you know, someone dressed as God with a thumbs up and a sign saying, I approve of small blue barrel games.
Miyamoto.
Like, you know, there's a picture of like the CEO with President Barack Obama, where he's persuading Barack Obama that by doing drone warfare, it'll be safer for the troops, and the troops will get to play it like it's a video game, and it has like a plaque under it saying, you know, 50,000 insurgents killed by 2017. Drones, they just work, and all these other things. And you sort of like head towards the CEO's office, but you see that it's like a giant set of like steel doors with like an intercom next to it. So there's no way that you're going to be able to bash this door down. You are either going to have to trick the CEO into like letting you in, or you're going to have to try and find another way in. What would you like to do?
Should I try my basically
you
speech
also
skill again?
notice a small camera like pointing down towards the door, so you can see that the CEO could look into the camera and see that you're there if they want to.
What equipment have we got left, gentlemen?
I've got a dev kit.
I think I left you
29
in the
pages
tea
of my-
room.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I've lost my copy
I've
of
got
Global
29
Game Jam.
pages of my 30-page Mission November calendar. I've still got my hypnotic picture of David Kaj, and I've got Hulk Hogan's main event for Connect TM.
I've got a menu and also the unfathomable... I've got the cube.
The unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge.
That's the
Cube
one.
of Cubiness. Cubey McCube.
Now
face.
that
You
we're
got-
back
hold on.
together again as an entire party, can we use Coleman's menu and my menu proficiency skill together to find a backdoor way into the CEO's office?
Yes, you can.
Ooh.
Nice.
Chris,
Clever.
you give Tim your item. So
You said
it's
we
no
couldn't
longer in
give
your inventory.
our equipment.
Pardon?
You said we couldn't give our equipment to each other.
Oh yeah, that is
No,
correct.
that was only my
You're gonna
fully,
have to
my
roll
fully
to
rendered
give-
genitalia I can't give to anyone else.
You're going to have to roll to give your equipment to Tim.
Okay, rolling.
God, it's such a complex task.
10.
Tim, what did you roll?
I don't know. You didn't tell me to roll.
Oh,
I
sorry.
guess I'm rolling it
That's-
anyway.
He has got you there. It's botched logic.
I also roll a 10, so that's got to be good.
All right, well,
That's
Chris,
20.
Chris does have extra points in Deck Sleight of Hand. So
Yeah.
you slip the item into Tim's inventory. Tim, you feel a weird tingle.
Slid
and you feel
into
very
his
slightly
DMs,
violated.
Just
Thumbed
slid
it in,
into
mate,
my
is what you
inventory
did.
without even buying me dinner first.
Thumbed it into his
There
inventory.
we go. I finally achieved something I set out to do this year. Was create media
I just
where you
need to
finally
use-
see it go in.
I just need to use my proficiency in soundboard. Here, Tim, have my menu.
Yep.
There you go.
I knew you were going to use the slide whistle. Knew it.
Okay, Tim, you now have the menu.
Okay.
You open it up. There are millions of menus. Each
And I'm
one
going to
menu
use my
to
menu.
last.
My menu proficiency skill to find the exact right skill we need for this moment.
Okay, you
Or the
go
exact
through
right
the
menu
menus.
option.
Within the menus, you see a menu that also gives you the menu for the building that tells you all the different rooms in the building and like the blueprints and stuff like that. And within those menus, you find the menu for the CEO's office. And within there, you see all these different things. You can see like the ability to turn the aircon on or off. You can set what temperature it's at. You can tell it to open the windows. You can't see an option for it to open the doors. Well, technically you can, but it also requires the CEO to press the button at the same time. So you're still going to have to try and find a way
So can I just
but there are
raise the
several
temperature so it becomes so uncomfortable for him he has to go for a break in the break room?
Yes, you can indeed do that. So you set the temperature up and the CEO gets very, very hot and bothered and they open the windows.
Who wouldn't around Mr. November?
And that doesn't quite work. Like it's still burning hot. Still burning hot in the building. So they eventually reluctantly like push the button that opens the metal doors and allows you in. And you see the CEO and they're like, "Excuse me, who are you? And what are you doing here?"
Which is my turn now, I understand.
I'm
Yes.
guessing I can't
Is it
use
my
my
turn?
basically speech skill because I just used my menu proficiency.
Yes, unfortunately.
I've got a plan.
Go on then.
I'm going to leave him eating my dust. That's what I'm going to do.
You go up to the CEO and you say, "I'll have you eating my dust."
No,
Yeah, I did.
he's got to say it properly.
My name's Daniel. I'm 14 years old. I burnt Chrissy up in the first round, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the CEO responds, "Well, I'm Valentina Quincy McCluskey. I'm the CEO of Blue Barrel Games, and I'm not very impressed by 14-year-olds, even though you are our core demographic. But I think you'll find that I've been working as a CEO for quite a long while, and honestly, I've never seen you before at my company, and this is quite upsetting to me that I've never actually met you before. So I have no choice but to assume that you are in fact intruders. So why don't you tell me what you're doing here?"
What are we doing here?
Trying to steal a prototype.
Right, that's
I'll
right.
stay
Right,
on
we've got
mission.
the prototype, haven't we?
So if we stole the prototype and I've already got the dev kit, haven't we already got the prototype? So shouldn't we just get the heck out of there?
"Ah, but you don't have the true prototype," she says. And you see another dev kit.
Oh, we've been
behind-
saying this out loud.
Just standing in her office going, "Why do we come here? What are we doing?"
What are we doing? Have we already
Why are
got
you
the
here?
culture?
Why are we here? Who are you?
Who are you?
Where am I?
Why do I
Nurse.
smell...
Why has he got that menu up his ass?
Yeah, she does sniff and she goes, "Why does it smell of Why don't you yourselves?"
That happens in old age and VR.
I say that's not important.
And she goes, "I mean, it is important to me. You've come into my office smelling of like, this is the worst microaggression I've suffered today."
It's better than your microtransactions.
Oh, okay, Tim, you're going to have inspiration for that.
We all
That
take
was-
a hit point for that.
Yeah, you'll take a hit point, but Tim does get inspiration. 'Cause
Okay.
Tim,
Alright.
that was inspired.
So is it still my turn?
Yes,
Or
it
is it
is.
Coleman? Okay, so I've got dev kit. We've seen the CEO. Tim's standing there in his budgie smugglers covered in with the menu up his ass. Coleman is... What's Coleman doing again?
Having a great
I don't know.
time.
Having a neat time.
He's just happy to be here.
He's looking
Okay.
forward to all the editing he's going to have to do.
Yeah. Okay, so I think what I would like to do, try and ask her if she knows what the bottom of an avatar shoe looks like.
She
Good
says,
plan,
I
Dad.
nearly added that to the soundboard this morning.
"And now you feel stupid." She goes, "No,
Bam.
I haven't ever thought about what the bottom of a avatar shoe looks like. But now you've said that, I'm really intrigued. What does the bottom of an Avatar shoe look like?
Kick her in the
I have a
face,
question.
Dan.
I'm assuming my...
Kick her in the face.
I'm assuming... No, I'm going to try a slightly less violent approach, Tim.
Oh.
I mean, you've already made several women cry. Now you're trying to make me hit another one in the face. So,
You are really
I'm not really
toxic,
sure
full
I'm
of
a
toxic
big fan of your
masculinity,
ways.
Tim.
Yeah, Jesus.
This is the most
You're meant to be the
feminist
woke
podcast
one on
I've
this
ever done.
podcast, Tim. So does my copy of Hulk Hogan's main event for the Connect TM, does that mean I also have a Connect?
No.
No, there's an explicit.
I think it said so in the
don't have a
description.
Connect. Hold on, let me just double check.
Can you just frisbee it around?
Hulk
You
Hogan's
frisbee
main
that.
event.
I'll frisbee Rise, son of Rome. She'll be too busy dodging. Coleman can
I'll bludgeon her
grab the
to death with
prototype.
the cube of untetherable.
Okay, yeah, the description I have is get pumped and bring the pain in the first full body wrestling game on Connect for Xbox 360. Connect's not included.
Darn it. Okay.
Curse you,
Right,
description.
so she's distracted by contemplating what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like.
Yes.
I would like to attempt to remove the copy of Hulk Hogan's main event from its case.
Okay.
And reflect some light in her eyes to blind her.
Why are we just beating on this poor defenseless CEO?
I know.
I mean, all they've done is ask us who we are, and we are there to steal something, which we've then admitted out loud.
It is called Little Blue Barrel. That's they're stepping on our toes. They're in our
Tim,
territory.
No, to be fair, if you did something like that, you just go, oh, well, it's parody law, so it's fine. That's usually your answer.
Okay, I'm going to need you to do a dexterity roll. So that's D20, but you've got to -1 from your score because you're not a very dexterous person in your character sheet.
So I rolled a 15, -1 gives me 14.
Okay, you've got the copy and you shine the light over. She goes, that's really annoying. Why are you doing that? She starts like thumbing her eye, thinking that it's going to like stop the light from being shined into her eye, but it's really, really distracting her. Okay, Chris, she's very distracted.
We could have just done this with my edge,
She's very distracted.
She's annoyed, but she is distracted, but she's also annoyed.
And thinking about what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like.
She's thinking
Doubly
more
distracted.
about like the light being shined in her eye now, I will be honest.
Okay.
Has she seen everything everywhere all at once? No, I don't want to.
No. Oh, man, don't do
Everything
it.
Everywhere All at Once. I love that movie. It's so good. I love the sequence where they're all fighting over the butt plug, even though, like, when you think about it, it doesn't actually make any sense that they're all fighting over the same thing. Curse
you, Michelle Yeoh! Curse you straight to hell!
That is the dodgiest of
With
scenes.
the ooh
but anyway.
and the genitals and the flagon and the hoi hey and...
It's such a good scene, even though, like, when you think about it for more than 30 seconds, that scene doesn't actually make any sense, because why would they be fighting over the... She's distracted, is what I'm trying to get the gist of. What would you like to do, Chris?
I would like to, while she's distracted and Dan is annoyingly shining a light in her eyes from a reflective copy of Hulk Hogan's, whatever the hell that game's
Hulk
called.
Hogan's main event for Connect.
Thank you. I should know, I own it. Thanks, Ed.
Of course you do.
Ed gave it to me. I would like to search the office while she is thoroughly distracted and
Okay, I am going to need
about
you
a
to
film.
roll an insight check for that. That is... Hold on, let me just double check your character sheet. So you've got a +3 to insight.
I do.
So...
D20, don't let me down. That is a 20.
That's a natural 20. Okay, well, I'll tell you everything that's in this office. You can see a giant suit of armour in a corner, like a medieval suit of armour. You can see the prototype, like it's held in a big glass box that says, "Do not break, even under emergencies." There is a giant window behind her. It's not one that you can fully jump out of. It's one of those ones that, like, they've made it so no one can jump out the window due to, like, the increased amount of suicides.
NHS windows.
But
I throw Tim through the window.
Throw a CEO through it, maybe.
Can we stop trying to kill the CEO?
We don't need to kill her. What's wrong with us?
Oh. CEOs are the plague of the earth.
Kill women CEOs. Like,
Jesus. You were meant to be the woke one, Tim, not become one of them.
Well, that was my go anyway.
Like,
Yeah, there we go.
So Windows suit of armor.
Okay, so there's
and
their big desk. Behind the desk
prototype.
is the prototype. There's also a silent alarm that she hasn't pushed for whatever reason. Chest of armor. There's a giant bookcase.
Well, probably because
full
it's
of,
silent.
really
It's fairly
old
useless.
books.
Don't be obtuse, Timothy. Jesus.
Giant bookcase. It's full of all of their games that they've made. There's also more awards stacked on there. There's at least 2 more BAFTAs that are just wearing a kilt because they're Scottish Illuminati BAFTAs. And there's a giant chandelier on the roof of the room. And there's also on the other side of the room, there's a surveillance screen full of 50 TV screens full of basically surveilling every single room in the building.
That's not creepy at
Do you know
all.
what that means, chaps?
Coleman, get
There's
in the suit
46
of armor.
rooms we haven't been in yet.
Are we
Strap
Bill and
in.
Tedding this?
You skipped a lot of puzzles, that's all I'm saying.
Bet you're glad you wrote them.
Yeah.
Well, that was my go. So one of you's got to do something.
Oh, okay. So it's back to
I
me.
think it's you, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to you, Tim.
So can I get in the suit of armor?
You can if you want. Do you want to roll for it?
I'm going to get in the suit of I don't know what it's going to do, but, it's not every day you get to see a suit of armor, so...
Okay.
You might go toilet again, Tim. It could be a very high-risk manoeuvre.
Exactly! I could just fill it
Okay.
up with... Anyway, right, what am I rolling?
But it's got... It'd be like you wandering around in a ginormous filled colander. It would just be a disaster.
Lovely.
Okay,
Perfect.
Tim. You're rolling a d20. You've got a +2 to acrobatics because you've got high dexterity.
Cool. I'm acrobatically jumping in a suit of armor, and I rolled a 15 plus
Okay,
2.
so that's 17 in total. You do the gymnasts do, where they do the T-pose before they do a big flip. You do that, and then you somehow backflip gracefully into the suit of armor, and then the
Smashes
visor
it.
falls down and clinks in front of you, perfectly.
Nice.
Everyone in the room claps and goes, "Oh, that was really nice." And the CEO gets
So
out
hang
a sign that says 7. You see more graceful backflips.
So hang on. So he can backflip sight unseen from a T-pose into a piece of armour, but yet he can't maintain sphincter control. Is that what we've just established?
Yes.
I mean, I think
Excellent.
this
Good.
is
Right, okay,
generally,
just want to clarify that.
true to life. I think this is fair.
Wow.
I've been quite nimble at getting in suits of armor. Toilet things. Not
So
much.
if he's if
That's how he gets
Tim's
dressed
now
every morning. He just lays all the clothes out on his bed and does a backflip into them.
Backflips into...
I have a question for the dungeon master.
Yes, please.
So if Tim now
I'm
has a
with you
suit of
today,
armor,
yeah.
does that mean his hit points have gone up slightly?
Yeah, well, he's got armor class,
Ooh.
so he's got +10
There
to
you go.
armor.
Nice.
Plus 10.
Well done, Tim.
Woo! Back up to 42. That's where I started. Woo! Meaning of life.
You'll go, Dan.
Right.
Okay, so we've now got Tim encased in a suit of armour,
Yeah.
Which everyone is very pleased with.
which we're all moments. So the CEO is no longer distracted about wondering what an Avatar shoe looks like, nor the DVD I'm glinting in.
No,
Right?
if anything, she's a bit annoyed that Tim has stolen her suit of armor. She paid good money for that.
Ah, okay.
How shiny is the armor, and could it reflect light?
Brilliant. Yes.
Using
it's
Dan's
very
disc,
shiny.
the armor,
She takes-
and my bald head, we
she
could
takes-
blind this
she
woman
takes
for
very good
life.
care of the suit of armor. You could use
Okay,
it.
so
Ooh.
she's very invested in the quality in the suit of armor being pristine and maintaining its pristine quality.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to whisper in her ear. You do know he put himself right.
She
See what
takes 10 points of psychic
And I'm doing
damage.
it again.
Yeah.
She takes another 10 points of psychic damage.
Right. Okay.
Come on, Dan.
Is that
Eyes
it
on the
for my
prize.
turn?
We got to get this thing.
So is it now Coleman's turn, or is it still me?
It is Coleman's turn.
Oh, is it? Okay. I asked the unfathomable cube of incomprehensible knowledge. How do we get this prototype without setting off the alarms and drawing attention to ourselves?
It
It's a
whispers
silent
eldritch
alarm, I wouldn't worry.
secrets, the likes of which you've never heard before, and most of them, to be honest, aren't really that relevant. It gives you so much knowledge that you become very slightly you take 2 points of psychic damage from how much knowledge it is imparting upon you. But eventually, throughout
You
all
turned me
the
into
different
Derek.
things, Like, it's telling you, like, the standard stuff, exactly how you'll die, when you'll die, when your loved ones will die,
not this
when
again.
the heat death of the universe will happen, what you're going to eat
Wednesday.
next Tuesday. But in top of all of that information...
2 scoops of mash and 2 chops.
Yeah, and also what happened if you don't eat that, and the way that the world will, what a butterfly flapping its wings near you is going to do to the state of Hawaii, like half the world over. But in amongst all of that, it just goes, dude, just smash the fucking glass.
Okay.
Are you going to do that, or are you just going to go, oh, yeah, you could?
Yeah, I'm annoyed with the cube now, so I smash the glass with the cube.
Okay, you do that. Glass goes everywhere. And also, for some reason, you hear... and you, in this moment, you slip into... On your character sheet, you may have noticed that it says you sometimes slip into your alter ego of Steve.
I'm aware of this alter ego of Steve.
Okay. The rest of you are now going to have to be aware that Chris now thinks that he's Stone Cold Steve Austin with a concussion.
Oh. Is he
He's had the
drinking
glass smash,
multiple
and that
beers
is
at
the-
once?
He has somehow
2 at a
procured
time.
several beers that you don't know where he's got them from. And he is just down.
This is bad for my current state of diet.
Tim, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to position myself with the suit of armour between the CEO and the window and use my copy of Rise, Son of Rome to re-distract her by shining the light off the disc onto the suit of armour, onto Coleman's head, and then onto the CEO, into the CEO's eyes to keep her distracted again.
Sorry, whose head?
Mr. Coleman's. Oh, sorry.
No, Steve's.
No, doesn't exist
Stone
anymore.
Cold Steve Austin's head.
Just Steve's fine.
Just Steve. Just Steve's fine.
We're all friends
Okay.
here, it's fine.
Sorry.
Just call him Steve.
Steve.
Just Steve. So, yeah. Suit of armour. Rise, Son of Rome. Steve's
Okay.
head. CEO's eyes.
Wow.
Distracted again. There we go.
Yes, that all works perfectly. Dan, what would you like to do?
What would I like to do? Okay, so we've got Stone Cold Steve Austin with a concussion. So Stone Cold Steve Austin's over there drinking some beers with a concussion next to a broken cabinet that now has a prototype that I can presumably get to,
Yes.
correct?
It's down to you,
Okay.
Dan.
So I am going to take the prototype.
Okay, you do that. There's no deck sleight of hand or anything. You just take it. It's there in amongst the glass. You have the prototype now. Steve.
Okay, so we've now...
What do you do now, Steve?
He's going to
Sorry, I got
stun at
distracted.
everyone
Where
in
are
the
we?
room.
Okay, Dan now has the prototype that you need because you smashed the glass and summoned your alter ego.
All right. Well, I tell you what, old Stone Cold Steve Coleman, he's gonna go over there. He's gonna open a can of whoop ass on that CEO. He's gonna hit her with a stunner, and he's gonna give himself a beer bash before we get the hell out of here.
Okay, you do that. You will need to roll a d20.
Stone Coleman is rolling a d20. If you want Stone Coleman to roll a d20, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, hell yeah. 2.
That's
What a load of
fails.
build
Swing and
up
a
for
miss.
that.
Wow.
She counters your Stone Cold Steve Stone
Oh,
Cold
no.
Stunner, and she
Oh,
gives
no.
you a Stone Cold Stunner of your own. You take 20
No.
damage.
Oh, who could have foreseen this?
Me. Right, Tim, it's up to you.
Yep.
She's just stunned your best friend, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You are in a suit of
Coleman.
armor,
Stone Coleman,
Stone Coleman. And
Stone Coleman, Steve Coleman.
She's by the window.
for legal
and
reasons.
So you're between her, she's between you and the window.
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Coleman is lying dazed on the ground because he's
Not
just had his own finishing move delivered to him. And
Right.
Dan is going, "We've got the prototype. We should just get out of here." That isn't what Dan sounds like. I just can't do your voice.
Perfect impression.
What
What if I don't sound like that?
No, I think he would go,
Don't sound like that.
He goes,
My name's Daniel. I've got the prototype. I think we should get out of here, and the rest of you are going to be left eating my dust.
You
There we
can
go.
suck a dick.
What he said.
Knowing that Dan is probably the fastest one to get out of here, and that Coleman could be out of commission for a while, I'm going to sacrifice myself, run straight at the CEO in my suit of armour, throwing
I don't
us
think
both
this is the
out
boss
of the
fight.
Maybe
window.
I will do another 100 episode.
Okay, I am going to have to ask you to roll for that because that's going to be probably the most important role in the game.
Right. Okie dokie.
Tim just killed a woman.
It's right here, one. It's a CEO. They don't really count as people. That's why. That's fine.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, Angela Rayner. Jesus.
I've hit a 4.
Well, I just want everyone to see that I have in fact rolled a 1. So
Yay!
it's
Wow.
a critical fail
Lucky
on
boy.
the CEO. You charge into her, but like because you rolled a 4, you don't like get her with the full like spear tackle.
Yeah, I
you sort of
kinda
like
trip
fall
over.
over halfway through, and you sort of as you fall over, you go like as you put your hands out to like catch your own fall, you accidentally push her out the window, and she goes flying through. Glass shatters everywhere.
And there's just a split moment where she goes, "Is that Mr. November?"
Why has he got that menu shoved up his ass?
Sorry, continue.
The glass shatters, and she falls out of the window down 1 story below. But because she rolled a critical fail, she does land head first and breaks her
Yay.
leg. You have
Yay.
successfully killed the CEO.
Wow, Tim.
And
We are 3 brave men. Brave men, each of us. We have vanquished our mortal foe, the CEO of a company whose only crime was we stole their property and broke into their place of business.
To be fair, they made a very addictive video game with microtransactions, Coleman.
English
So
bloke have broken into a Scottish company run by a woman, and we have promptly assassinated her. This is not a good
she
look,
is
folks.
she is the
That's not a
Scottish
good look,
female
chaps.
Bobby Kotick of the world, though. So you know.
How do you know that?
Tim's just guessing it.
Wow.
women can be evil too, guys. That's true feminism.
Tim's been watching
That's
too many
true,
Sterling
actually.
videos.
That is very true. That is right. Anyone can be evil.
Isn't it? It's
Anyway.
a modern world of equality.
The modern world of
Anyone can
equality,
be-
we should be able to kill
Anyone
female
can be
CEOs
evil these
as
days,
well.
guys. Yeah.
Now I have a question. If anyone can be evil, is it still discriminatory if I call them a dick? Do we have to come up with some other form of nomenclature for calling someone a dick?
We'll have
I mean,
to take
it
that
works.
answer off the air because we're just going to have to beat too many things. Anyway, Chris, the second sound of glass
Right.
smashing has snapped you back to normal. You're
Oh.
no longer Stone Cold Steve Coleman. You're just regular Chris. You get up groggily. You're just like,
I had the strangest dream, and you were there, and you were there.
yeah. Someone give me a Stone Cold
You were there,
stunner. Like,
Scarecrow.
why do I hurt? So, Tim, you are prone
I'm back
on the
to normal.
ground. You're too like the suit of armor is too heavy for you to like get up by your own force. So you are going to need assistance. But the other two, you have just witnessed this man murder a woman for very little reason. You could just leave
I think
him there
leave
for
him.
the authorities. You could push the
Also,
silent alarm.
it's really hot in this room, don't forget, and I'm stinking of in a suit of armour. And sweat and inside this suit of armour. It drove me a bit crazy, I'm sorry, guys.
So, Coleman, all I'm going to say is, right,
It seemed
Yeah.
like a good idea at the time.
no court in the land would blame us for legging it at this point. You know, leaving this guy who's just murdered this woman for no good reason whatsoever as he's steeping in his own filth in a rusty suit of armour, right? I think everyone's going to understand that we're not the ones in the wrong here. So I think we should just leg it.
I mean, he is acting under orders of a £5 cameo from John Brady, so we might be able
Yeah.
to get away with that.
It's true, actually.
It's all Brady's fault. We wouldn't be in Scotland if it wasn't for him.
So what are you doing? Sorry.
Right.
So,
Blaming Brady.
Well,
Can I roll for that?
we're escape. I mean, I'm assuming that wasn't the actual boss fight, and Tim's just murdered a woman for the hell of it.
I'll take that answer off the air.
I mean, No Man Left Behind, I think we should try take Tim with us.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I had the perfect noise for when you killed a woman, Tim. I forgot I added that. I might change that in post.
Yeah. I think you have to.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you helped Tim up. Tim, are you still going to wear the suit of armour on the way out, or are you getting out of it now?
We might need
I
it.
mean, I think I'm literally welded to it through sweat and piss and everything else. I don't think I could escape from it if I wanted to right now. Not quickly and easily.
He also has a terrible understanding of what welding is.
Yeah.
As I got into it.
It does have adhesive qualities. We all know that.
Yes.
We all took science at school. It's adhesive. So,
Yeah.
Dad's got 2 doctorates. He
Let's
just
not
agreed.
go into this.
That was an agreement. You all heard that. Dad agrees that it's adhesive.
What?
Anyway.
No!
That is an endorsement from a medical licensed profession.
Bloody not! Many other fluids that would cause us to have to chisel Tim out of that suit of armour, but not one of them.
Anyway, you help Tim out with you've got the prototype in one arm, you've got Tim over your shoulder in the other arm, and you slowly make your way out of the building. It has been evacuated because, everyone in the building is looking at the corpse.
Because it's a terrorist attack, clearly.
They're all out the back, they've called ambulances and the police because their CEO has just been murdered. A lot of them are crying. A lot of them are now really upset because in the games industry, having a job is fraught. You never know where your next job is going to be. You could be fired at any time, and you've just caused all of these people to potentially lose their jobs, and you just ruined a load of people's days and weeks and years and lives. On top of the receptionist.
To be fair,
the
they did make a platformer, so who's the real criminal here?
So it's all right to denigrate and murder women because they made a platformer. Is that what we're saying? Is that what Tim's worldview is?
Necessarily going to legally say yes, but basically yes.
Wow.
Okay, you carry them out, and as you go to the front of the building, you see a black van roll up, the doors open, the Scottish Illuminati, they march towards you, they pick you up, they throw you in the back of the van, and they take the prototype, and they throw that in there with you, slam the doors, sleeping gas. You wake up back in your seats as if you've never left, and you're doing the podcast the entire time. Your computers are very warm and overheating. The data that they've used up, because it's been recording the entire time you've been gone on this mission. No one stopped the recording. So you come back and you're like, why has it recorded 32 hours of audio? This podcast hasn't been that long, has it? It's close. It's 2 hours.
Right.
But, anyway, you wake up and you get, another screen. It's me again. Only I don't have, sweat patches from sitting here talking to you somehow. Jesus, I'm out of weight. I'm out of shape. I don't know how that happened. It's really warm, guys. And I go, congratulations, guys. You killed a woman. The main point of this mission, after all, was to learn what feminism was. And the true point of feminism is being is being able to kill women indiscriminately at the same rate that men do. That is true
Equal opportunities for all murders.
Oh, God.
Okay, no, seriously.
You're a terrible person, Tim.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, I am replaced on the screen. Someone takes a cloth and they chloroform and they pull me off screen and they sit down in my chair with an evil glint and they go, congratulations, gentlemen, you did exactly as we were told you would do.
Murder.
Let me try that sentence again. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Let's be in Scotland. Have we technically just got murder as well?
Murder.
Does that just happen? A murder.
Yes.
Coltrane's coming.
Yes, but you see, in
Taggart.
the Scottish Illuminati, we don't actually talk like that. We developed the Scottish accent as a way to confuse the English. We all talk like this.
That sounds
really.
believable.
As soon as there's no English people about, all Scottish people sound like this. Anyway, thank you very much for giving us the prototype. You see,
I had the same theory on Geordies.
yeah, that's also true. But that's for the Geordie Illuminati, and that'll be another Dungeons and Dragons adventure down the road.
Not the J.I.
J.I. Joe. Anyway.
Real North English hero.
Yeah. However, Pet, I'm off to get rid of Cobra. I have a lovely tea. Alright, Pet. I'm off to go get Yorkshire pudding, and then I'm off to kill G.I. Joe. I mean Cobra. Whichever one.
Get down in that battle tank. It's reet mint.
Anyway, congratulations, gentlemen. You've given us the prototype. As you can tell, the game is very, very fun and very addicting. It is, in fact, so many genres and so many things. But we didn't want to deal with those pesky microtransactions ourselves. We wanted to play free of charge. So you've given us the prototype so we can develop our own version, so that we don't have to pay, but everyone else in the world will.
No!
Thank you, gentlemen.
I killed the CEO for nothing.
Oh yes, you will be going to jail for that probably. I have called the police. That was not part of it.
Damn it, Tim. Curse you to hell.
God damn it.
We actually wanted her left alive. She was in on it. She was going to give you the prototype if you just asked. Now we have to install another patsy. We will be back for our revenge when you least expect it. Perhaps in episode 600.
Oh, God.
God.
And then it fades out. That's the end of the adventure.
It's very ambitious of you to think we're going to make it to 600 and Tim's going to live that long.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's very ambitious of me to think that I could ever do this again.
I mean, to be honest, we're going to get cancelled. Let's face it. After that, so
I mean, did we technically win the game?
Yes, you did win.
I don't think there were no winners here.
Basically, yes, you won. But at what cost did you win?
Can I take
the
off
life
this
of a woman?
filled suit of armour now?
No.
Oh.
Never. That's your punishment. You go think about what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Sloshing around in your own secretions.
That's your community
contemplating
service.
whether or not urine's a liquid or an adhesive.
You don't get jail time. You just have to sit in the suit and think about what you've done. Anyway.
Sitting in my armour, stinking of wee, all of me.
Anyway, that is the end of your D&D adventure for your 500th episode.
Thank you.
I hope that you
Thank you, Ed.
enjoyed
Thank
that.
you, Ed.
I hope that
I think we can all agree that went places.
that was simultaneously a lot better than I thought it was going to go, and a lot more mentally scarring than I thought that was going to go.
Yeah, that's fairly, run of the mill for our podcast in general. So,
yeah, that's true. And I would also like to take a personal note to say thank you for 500 episodes of the BRB podcast. It's always fun listening to you guys either every week or whenever I just bundle it up for like 3 episodes in a go and whatever. But no, it's nice being friends with you. It's nice getting to hang out and do this with you. Thank you very much for having me here. And yeah, if we get cancelled for this one, then I never loved any of you and you're all scum. This is firmly.
Thank you very much, Ed. It's a pleasure to have you along again. Thank you very much for the work you put into this and for previous episodes as well. It's given us some nice special episodes that are a bit different from everything else that we do as well. But yeah, just take the time to thank my co-hosts as well, as we haven't done this for a while. Thank you very much, Mr. Coleman, for all your editing skills. Thank you very much, Dan, for putting up with me for all these years and for podcasting with me.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Brady, for your cameo appearance today, but also for previous, contributions towards the podcast. Thank you very much to everyone for listening as well. If you made it through this
and
episode,
to all our guest hosts we've had over the years,
499 that preceded it, thank you very much for joining us and listening. If you've just caught us for the first time, this is a bit of a different episode to normal, but thank you for anyone that's been there since, even pre these 500 episodes, like in the Sarcastic Gamer days. Or whether you've just recently joined us, just thank you very much for being a listener and being part of this nonsense on a weekly basis.
What he said.
Yeah. just to add like that, I'd like to give a big, very warm and sincere thank you to Mike Bithell for being a constant source of name dropping from Tim.
Yes.
I mean,
Thank
everyone name dropping, but hey.
I'd like to thank E3 for being the one event that Tim keeps mentioning.
Getting them all out today.
I know we are. Bloody hell.
I'd like to thank the Juggernaut.
That E3 that I always go on about, Ed and I were there together.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's where the photo of Mr. November comes from.
Indeed.
Yes, it is.
Also where
Tim
Ed
inside.
managed to fill a sink and a bath with a large quantity of vomit.
Well done, Ed.
Was it his own?
Yeah, it was my own.
Yes.
Oh, thank
No,
God.
he went around the convention centre stealing vomit off
Hey,
people just to finish bar.
Going up to VR
What do you
people
think?
going, hey, can I have some of that, please?
There was a free bar. I'm not made of stone. I'm made of vomit.
Nice. Well, chaps, I mean, I think really, since this all turned into a bit of a love-in after Tim's indiscriminate murdering of innocent women.
He's trying to make up for it.
Yeah, so no, but thank you, obviously you guys for those of you who don't know, kind of it's been, how many years have we been podcasting? I think I met you in 2000 and I want to say 8?
Something.
Tim?
We could
So
check
it's
that
getting
because
on
it
for
was
a
the
scarily long-
second EGX, I believe.
It's
So
2010?
a long time ago. No, it was definitely in the noughties. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
2009
digress.
probably
I'm sure
then.
you're going. That's a cool story, Dan. But no, it's been I've been very lucky to be able to do this with my friends for so long, and I'm still amazed that people download it. So thank you for all your support over the years, or even over the past, however long you've put up with listening to this. So thank you one and all. It's always fun to do. It's a nice little break from the day job, and I think we'll be back to normal next time. And Ed, seriously, great job.
If it helps,
Yes,
Dan,
thank
I
you,
don't
mate.
think
Had
people will be
fun.
downloading this after
Genuinely
this
had
episode.
fun.
I think this is the moment everyone very firmly stops and goes, I've had enough, thanks.
I like this episode. I'm
This
going to hate it
episode
when I'm
was-
listening back to it, but for now, I like
3
this
days.
episode.
Brilliant. So I think before all of our bladders actually explode or we all melt from the heat, it's probably time to start reminding you that you should read the show notes and make sure you click on the links to bigredbarrel.com, facebook.com/bigredbarrel, twitter.com/bigredbarrel, and most importantly, follow the link to our Discord where you can come say hello and ask us questions. We're going to be back next week with episode 501, and I'm going to tell you all about my massive dick.
Just to add on to the bit of advertising we're putting on the end here, please be sure to check out tpublic.com/store/BRB. We have all our merch available there. If you're watching the video version, you can see myself and Ed, we're sporting our BRB clothing on today.
I'm
Not
being
Tim,
very
because he thought he'd give us 2
self-indulgent.
tickets to the gun show, and not Dan, because he only wears shirts that make him look like he presents Top Gear.
Yes.
I've been very indulgent by wearing a t-shirt of one of the last times I appeared on this podcast and did an adventure for everyone.
Yeah.
Some would call that
very
narcissism.
good.
My therapist calls it working on stuff.
Oh, damn it! I forgot to do it. Thank you to Bleeze as well, because he's made the show
Yes.
artwork
Yes.
for this episode.
I've seen it. It's incredible.
Yes.
Yes. And the artwork
In fact,
that's
you're
on
probably able to look at it now, listeners.
the previous one that Ed's wearing as well, the Back to the Future artwork.
He also did this
That's
one.
good.
He's a very good boy.
Yeah.
We love our
Spoilers.
Bleeze does all our artwork.
Yeah, spoilers, the 500th episode artwork may end up on a t-shirt as well, so yeah.
Probably.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
We've got to pay him somehow.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Well, Ed, thank you once again for putting this together. I had a right giggle. Hopefully some of the other people did too. And we'll be back for a slightly different version of Nonsense next week. So all that's really left for me to do is to remind you that I have been Dan.
I might have been Tim.
I have been Coleman, I have been Steve, and most importantly, I have been Chaos.
And I would like to remind you that the Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, has a new DLC coming out, The Trials of the Dragon King, where you get to fight the Hammer and the Warriors of Light. So if you've yet to play Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, now's the perfect time to jump in with additional jobs, weapons, and new difficulty modes.
I look forward to Giant Bomb spoiling that one for me too.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I've been Ed. Thank you very much for having me. And if we ever get close to 600, someone let them know if you want me to do another Choose Your Own or another D&D. I'm erring towards D&D. This is more fun. But thank you very much for
D&D was good.
having us. It's been
Oh,
lovely.
follow Ed on Twitter. Joke Sound.
Yes, at Joke Sound.
Yes, do that.
Do that. Tell me how.
Oh, I got a 5. They're not going to follow you. Sorry.
Damn it!
I've got a 13.
I've got something in my beard.
Oh,
How long has that
nice.
been there?
I got a 3.
Most of the episode, not going to lie.
All right,
I'm
come
not
on, Dan.
even sure where it came from.
Take us home, Dan.
Okay, so that's your lot. Thank you ever so much for listening. And until next time, dear listeners, goodbye.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarrel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarrel.com.
You're a guy who likes to live alive. You live and live to the full is what you do.
And that's why he's been playing Returnal. Yes, that's right. 3 weeks running, we're talking about Returnal.